What is up, you guys? The Teller checking in. MMA live discussion episode 2. We're going to be having Alexey Oleynik join the show here in a minute. What is up, you guys? The Teller checking in. Got a little repeat there. Yeah, Alexey will be joining shortly. So in the meantime, we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, we had an exciting card that took place last night. In the main event, we had Glover Teixeira who took on Anthony Smith. I thought that was an amazing fight. A little bit of controversy. A lot of you guys thought that the fight should have been stopped a little bit earlier than it was. And Anthony Smith took a beating, man. I don't remember the last time I heard a fighter crawling back to his corner complaining about his teeth are all falling out. So, you know, when I heard that, even somebody like me that's seen as many fights as I have, you know, you tend to become a little bit numb to all this stuff. But when I heard him say that his teeth are falling out and watching the video of him picking up his teeth and passing it over to the referee, I got to say, man, it kind of gave me, I don't know if I say gave you chills, but it gave you like a weird feeling. You know, you're like, this guy's really getting messed up in there. I still don't think he took as bad of a beating as Tony Ferguson did just a couple of days prior. I think Tony Ferguson's going to be he's going to be feeling the damage that he took that night for years to come. Whereas Anthony Smith definitely took a beating, but I felt that he kind of wilted a little bit more than Tony Ferguson did. Whereas Tony Ferguson is just too tough for his own good. So, man, that was really, really tough to watch both of those. Yeah, man, I agree with you on that, Ray. It was sickening. You know, the corner, and it's funny too because James Krause is a guy who a lot of people have been raving about. He's a guy that is really one of the up and coming coaches, one of the best in the game. But I don't know what he was thinking. And Daniel Cormier hit it on the head when he said that James Krause is just throwing out too many commands for Anthony Smith to handle, man. He's gonna blow his load in the first round, and it's crazy how Daniel Cormier called that out. It really shows you how much of a professional Daniel Cormier is, because he called that out well before it even started to kick in. It's like he saw it before it happened. He didn't wait to start seeing it happen, and then he called it out. Anthony Smith was still looking pretty good at that moment, and yeah, man, it was nasty. So, man, Alexey Oleynik will be joining the show here in a minute. So you can expect him to be joining here in the next couple minutes. I got some good questions. If you guys comment below, if you guys have any questions you would like me to ask him, comment below. Anything you guys, anything you want to ask him. Always protect the fighter, man. I agree, man. The game is ruthless, and if you don't, it's you could shorten a fighter's career quite easily. So Chael Sonnen was upset. I saw that, man. I saw Chael Sonnen was really upset, huh? Okay, you guys, I got Alexey. He's here, so we're gonna add him. Hello, Alexey.
Hi, guys. Glad to see you.
How are you doing?
Thank you. I am fine.
Too, man. How you doing?
Thank you. I am fine. I feel fine. My body fine. My soul is fine. Everything good. Thank you.
Yeah, you looked amazing, man. You looked amazing the other night. It was a very impressive performance. Very impressive.
Thank you very much. With God's help, we did it.
Yeah. Can I ask you this? Was the training camp any different? Because, I mean, I feel like this performance that you had was one of the more impressive performances I've seen from you in quite some time. I mean, you really looked to be in good shape out there. I mean, you looked like the Terminator, and it looked like nothing was going to stop you. Did anything special happen in this camp?
42 years old Terminator.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. But really, I have a difficult camp. This was very, very tough camp. This was not easy. This was not easy mentally and physically. I train good. Everywhere coronavirus problem. Sometimes gyms closed, sometimes everything closed. But I train. I train in gym and train in my backyard and train in my home and train in my mind.
Very impressive. And I see you're over in Parkland, Florida. You're a neighbor of mine. I grew up in Coral Springs, you know, right down the street from you. So
Yeah,
I see you're a neighbor. Yeah, man. I always see you over there by the Loxahatchee and stuff. Very cool.
Yeah, I very often drive to Loxahatchee. I watch on the Gator. Sometimes I'm
Yeah, man.
fishing. Sometimes fishing.
Yeah, very, very cool. And so, I mean, did you see the fights last night? Were you able to catch the fights that took place last night?
No. I watch only UC translation on the Instagram. I read texting everything, but I read this morning. I not read online.
Okay. And I'm sure you heard about Ben Rothwell, huh? Big Ben Rothwell. He was
Yeah,
called.
today many guys text me and give me link about Ben Rothwell. He give me challenge. He said, Alex, let's go to cage. Uh,
What are your thoughts on
I
that?
can I can't answer it now. I want couple days for rest. I don't want to answer it when my blood and my head is very hot.
Yeah.
Maybe this was impulsive answer. Maybe not very good. Give me a couple days more, and I said I honored this guy. This very big guy, very strong guy. He fight many times. He really good opponent.
He
Maybe this
is.
possible. Why not?
Yeah. In my opinion, I think it would be an excellent matchup. But you know, I think that you have a lot of steam behind you. So I mean, I think that there's a couple different guys that you could fight. You know, whoever you please right now. You're really steaming towards the top of the division. You know, after a performance like that. So
Ask me again, please.
well, basically what I'm getting at is that I think after your performance that you just had, I think you have many options. You know, not even just Ben Rothwell. I think you have many big options in front of you, you know?
I hope for big options, but usually I don't know why. When I ask very big name, I said, guys, I don't want to fight with easy guys. I want fight with strongest guys, with more difficult, with more big name. And you see, said yes, but you must wait maybe 7 months, maybe 10 months. Sorry, I'm not 19 years old. I don't want to wait 10 months. This problem for me.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm not so rich. I'm not so young. I'm not so lazy guy. I want fight and fight. This is my professional.
Yeah. And I agree with you on that. And I think that your resume speaks for itself. You've been in this game for so long. I mean, your record is so impressive. You know, there's not a lot of fighters that you can look at that have, you know, over what, 70 something fights that you've had, you know, it's very impressive.
Yes, but this is my life. I fight all my life.
Yeah.
I came to first time in gym very old. I came in gym first time in my life 19 years old. But in 19 years old I start fight.
Was this back in 1997?
1996.
96. And I was just a young kid. I was only 7 years old. You're already going to work.
I fight, I don't know, maybe 20, 25 time. No gloves, no mouth guard, no guard, no weight category, no time limit, 15 minutes, 1 round, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I fight with guys who was bigger than me for 30, 40, 50 kilograms. This guy bigger than me, 100 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Let's go. And I fight. And that's normal for me.
Yep. And I would say, you could tell me if I'm wrong, but I would say somebody like you, I respect you are Russian. I know you were from Ukraine, but you're a Russian, right? From your blood, correct?
I am Slavic.
Okay, Slavic. There you go again.
In Russian, there's all people, the Soviet Union. We all one big nation.
Yes, and very tough people. very tough people. My family, you see behind me, my family is from Greece. You know, Greece, we're very close
Yes,
to
of
you
course.
guys. So, you know,
Yes,
and I know how tough you guys
we
are.
love Greece. We love Greece.
Yes, and we love you guys too. So, you know, it's one thing I definitely want to ask you. This is a question I've been dying to ask you. Why is it that we see you pull off this submission, the Ezekiel choke? We see you pull this submission off like nobody else. What is your trick? How do you do it like nobody else has ever done?
I don't know. This is very easy. I show this choke everybody. I show this choke everybody. Who asked me? I said no problem. I can show.
Yeah.
I can show you. This is not secret. I show this everybody. Glover Teixeira. I show this choke for him too. But I can show you everything, all my technique. But problem not in the showing. Problem is you must doing this choke on this submission, then punch. You must doing this 10,000 times.
Yes.
Yes. If you're not doing this 10,000 times, I can show you any my super pooper my favorite submission. You can do it because I am doing this submission 10,000 times. Maybe 1,000, maybe 5,000, maybe 10,000, many times. That's why I can do it. That's why I don't afraid showing my technique somebody. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
I know this guy. 99 guys from 100 guys didn't do my technique because they. This is too hard. I must do it every day, 100 times every day. No, I need other submission. You show me one time and I do the submission every time, everybody. Sorry, guys, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's impossible. You must work, and work hard. That's why you can be a very tough guy and maybe sometime champions.
Yeah. I believe there was a famous saying. I don't know it exactly. I believe it was from Bruce Lee, right? Fear the man that practiced. I forget exactly how it goes. You know, you practice a punch 1,000 times, not the person who, however, you guys know what I mean, you know, but something very similar to what you're saying, you know, and I believe that as well.
Yeah, absolutely right. Correct.
Can I ask you this? And I feel like this is an interesting question for you too, because you know, I don't feel like you're the typical fighter in the UFC where I say, is there certain fighters that you looked up to, you know, starting off your career? Because I feel like you've been around for so long and you're a legend in its own right. You know, I feel like you are a legend. Maybe you're a fighter that other fighters look up to, but who are some of the fighters maybe coming up through the ranks that you looked up to, if any?
I don't know. I am look on the guys who just come into UFC, not so much for guys who is very big names. I don't watch on the young guys. I watch on the guys who is top 10, top 15. Mostly we know these guys because it's very famous guys. These guys have many fights and they have a big name.
Yes,
this is more interesting for me. I told before I can choose not so strong opponent because UFC paid money for me, same money for no name, for big name, same money. I have contract. In contract I have $10, and this $10 not depend what is name my opponent. No problem. You fight with Mark Hunt. You take, you got $10. You fight with no name. You got $10. Yes, of course. Many people said, "Oh, this is more easy work," and I take this easy work and I take same money. Yes, but I'm doing not ordinary. I said, "Oh, this work more hard. This more difficult. This dangerous work. I take this work." But sorry, guys, this don't work. This. Warrior way, this warrior mind, this is my life. My sensei teach me you must always take biggest guy who is strongest, who is more dangerous, who is more powerful. And if you always choose guys who is more weak, not so strong. You be like these guys, like same guys.
I agree.
Your opponent, your sparring partners, and you same. If you take easy sparring partners, if you take easy training, if you take easy opponents, you easy guy too.
Yes.
If you take somebody very, very, very strong, always you strong too.
Now, can I ask you about a fighter who I very much look up to? I'm just curious your thoughts. Fedor Emelianenko. I don't believe you ever had a chance to lock horns with him. What are your thoughts on Fedor?
Repeat, please. What
are your thoughts on Fedor Emelianenko? I don't believe you ever had a chance to lock horns to fight with him. Was that a fight that you ever wanted in the past?
No, understand. Wanted. Oh.
Is that a fight that you ever wanted? I don't believe you never fought Fedor, right? I don't believe so.
I fight.
You did fight Fedor.
I fight with Fedor.
Okay, I didn't see that. Okay.
I fight with Fedor on Combat Sambo.
Combat Sambo.
Combat Sambo is a sport like mixed martial arts, but in the gi.
Oh, okay, okay.
Only one round. 5 minutes. I can punch. I can take down. I can punch on the ground. No problem. Any submission, any punch, any kick. I fight with Fedor, but I fight with Fedor many years ago. This was, I don't remember, maybe 2006, maybe 2004.
Okay, I never knew that. Okay,
my weight was 180 kilo. Pounds.
Pounds. Oh my God, you're like me. You're like me.
Yes. And Fedor was 240, 235 pounds. More than me for the 30 kilo.
Wow, yeah. So he carried some weight on you.
Yes, maybe 75 pounds. And we fight, and I lost, but I lost a judge decision.
Okay.
I was the first guy who fight with Fedor judge decision. Before on the Combat Sambo. Before everybody lost 20 seconds, 40 seconds, 1 minute. I was first who fight with him all time.
That's impressive. Very impressive, especially being lighter too.
Yeah, but I told you my weight was many times less. 83 kilograms.
And we know that makes a big difference. You know, it really truly does. You know, carrying that extra weight, I feel like it makes a big difference. Which, you know, it leads me to my next question. Alexey Oleynik, when you're growing up as an adolescent, a teenager, does anybody mess with Alexey Oleynik? Do you ever have problems as a kid? People try to start fights with you, or you're a big guy, nobody messes with you?
Sorry. It's too difficult question. I need to listen again.
Okay, I'll go a little slower. Like, so, you know, I feel like you're a big guy, you know? You're a big guy.
Me?
Or you? Yeah,
I am smallest heavyweight in all division. I fight 102 kilo, 102. I'm smallest.
Yes, for the heavyweight division.
I'm not big guy.
But how about like growing up as a teenager? You know, when you're 14 years old, 15, are you a big guy or you're smaller for like 14 years old, 15, you know, in school?
In school, I was a very, very small guy. My height was very small. I was very weak. I can't do nothing. I was smallest in my class. In my class in school, we have 16 boys, 16 boys. I was number 15.
Wow.
On the height. My height.
Yeah.
15. But on the high school, I'm going to, I don't know what is English. This.
Pull-ups.
Yeah, pull-ups.
Yeah.
and pull-ups. And I pull-ups every day, many times, hundreds times. And for 2 years, I grew to very big. And now my height, 6.1, maybe 6.2 now. But before I was very small.
Yeah. So you hit
And
your growth spurt late.
I'm start training. I start doing exercise. Nobody teach me. Just me. I running. I am push-ups. I am pull-ups. Many times. Very big times. I am sit down many times. Every day, 365 times a day. I start this maybe 13-14 years old when I be, and I'm running every day. I'm running one hour on the street. After this, I doing 300 three times, everything 3 times. 150 push-ups, 150 core,
Yep.
150 sit down. I don't remember kettle like
Kettlebells.
This. Yeah, kettlebells.
This sounds like my quarantine workout. This is what I'm doing for now.
100, 200, 300, many times. My record, I have 8 kilo kettlebell. I doing 600
Wow.
left, 600 right. Anybody, any guys, any strongest guy, any strongest in the world, you can try. Yes, I know we have on the world a guy who do same like me, but I'm 600 times.
Wow.
I work. And when I came to gym first time, I came in 19 years old. I can do nothing. I can't punch. I can't wrestle. I can do nothing. Zero. But I was very strong, and I was I had a very good cardio. That's all.
Very impressive. So that's, somebody had a question for you. If you see here on the bottom, David Borbeau, is there a possibility of you going down to 205 to light heavyweight? Is there ever a possibility of this for you late in your career?
Excuse me, 200 fights.
On the bottom, you see David Bordeaux. If you look, he asked a question. Ask him if there's a possibility of you going to light heavyweight for you. Will you ever go down to light heavyweight? Yeah?
This possible, but I don't want.
Okay.
I told you about a more difficult way. I can go into light heavyweight. I can take opponent who is not so difficult, not so dangerous. Yes, I can, but I don't want. And I can fight on the Russian. Before UFC, I got for one fight in UFC $50,000. 50,000. 50,000.
Yeah,
when I came to UFC first time, my first money was 10,000 plus 10,000.
Because you wanted to fight the best, right?
Yes. Why I am going to UFC? I'm not going for the money for something else. I'm going for my legacy. And in United States, I paid tax. I paid everything. In Russian, I don't pay tax. It's absolutely free. Everything.
Yeah.
But
yeah, see, and I think this is the reason why many people admire you a lot. I feel like that you are a fighter's fighter. You know what I mean by that? You're a fighter's fighter. A lot of people admire you because I feel like you have that type of mindset. You know what I mean? You want the big challenges, and this is why I feel like after the performance that you just had, I want to see you get. Maybe I think the Ben Rothwell fight is nice, but maybe even a bigger opponent. Maybe you get somebody, that's ranked higher. If you take a look at the rankings of the heavyweight division, Ben Rothwell is not in the top 15 right now. Maybe somebody.
This big problem for me.
Yes.
I honor this guy. He's a good guy. He's strong guy, very big guy, but he not top ranking.
Yes. Now, how about maybe, see, in my opinion, I think a match with somebody that's more towards the top of the division, and a fight that kind of intrigues me now that I look at it and I think about it. I'm curious what your opinion is on it. How about a fight with a guy maybe like Derek Lewis? Derek Lewis? I think that's a fight that's better for you, and that would be a very interesting fight.
Yes, I know this guy is very big guy, very strong guy, and dangerous guy. But I'm with pleasure fight with this guy.
Yeah.
Because I told you I ask always big challenges, and this big challenge for me.
Yeah.
I'm not very want to fight with Russian guys. We have a couple guys in the heavyweight, yes, like Alexander Volkov, like Andrew Arlovsky, like Shamil Abdurrahim. I don't want to fight with this guy. But sometimes you see propose me, maybe you fight with Russian guys, please. I don't want. No, okay, maybe next time. And I don't.
What about Blagoy? Blagoy Ivanov? How do you feel about fighting a Bulgarian?
Blagoy, very good, very good friend.
Awesome,
my friend. I know.
Oh, that's right. Guy, he trains over here. Yes.
Yeah, we trained in Moscow together. I know this guy. I don't know, maybe 8 years, maybe 9 years. I know this guy a long time.
He beat Fedor, right? And Sambo. He actually defeated Fedor.
Yes. He really nice guy. He good guy. Yes, of course. If I don't have any other way, I must fight with this. But now I not really want to fight with this guy.
Yeah. I think that, in my opinion, just saying, I think the fight to make for you, maybe Derek Lewis or Junior Dos Santos, JDS.
I train with this guy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
The American top team. Everybody's over there.
Yes. But if somebody says me, you fight with Russian guys like Alexander Volkov or fight with Junior Dos Santos, no, probably I take Junior Dos Santos because he very, very good guy. He very nice guy. I am very honored this guy, but I don't want to fight with Russian.
Understandable. I admire that a lot. That's very admirable. And I mean, I want to thank. Okay, I have one more question for you. I don't want to keep you too long. I don't know if you have other plans. Another question somebody has is how was it to beat a guy like Mirko Krokop, who is a legend in the game?
How was it beat?
To beat him, you defeated Mirko Krokop. Yes. How was it to defeat a guy like Mirko, a legend? A legend.
No, I don't know how I can answer for this question. You can fight with Mirko. If you win, you feel same. You feel same like me. Mm-hmm. Really, of course.
Can I ask you this?
Marhan legend. My opinion, Marhan same legend. My opinion, Elis Raverim same legend. My opinion, Fabricio Verdum same. This very, very big name. This old school guys. This old guys champion. Champion Pride, champion Strike Force, K1, everybody.
The best fighters in the world.
Everybody in the world knows this guy. Everybody.
And
very cool names.
What I would like to ask you, so like the thing is, like, for somebody like you, I'm asking, at the end of the day, when you're home and you take a look at everything that you're doing, all the training you put in, I'm asking you is maybe what it's all worth is when you take a look at the people that you defeat, it's about beating the legends of the game. That's what you train for, right? It's maybe not the guys that you fight that are not that are not on the top level, but maybe what fulfills you is defeating guys like Mirko Krokop, Fabricio Verdum, the legends, to have victories over guys like that.
Yes, of course, this legend. That's why I fight with this guy. That's why I told you today, every time I can take more easy guy, but I don't want now take this guy. I fight many times. I fight more than 20 years. I take many opponents. I have many more than 70 opponents, and sometimes I have very tough fights. Sometimes something broken, nose, orbital chest, ribber, legs, hands. But this is my way. This is my choice. Nobody said me, you must. No, this I am saying, guys, I ask more strong guy. I ask more strong promotion. I ask everything what is strongest and highest.
Yeah.
That's why I'm 42 years old. That's why I'm in the top in the best fighters in the world is guys from UFC.
Yeah. And I think that I could say I speak for many UFC and mixed martial arts fans to say, we appreciate everything that you do inside of the cage, and we admire what you're doing in there. It's very motivational to see you still going in there and competing at the top of the game, and really showing that age is not a big factor. You know what I mean? If you put the time in, and you work on your craft, I think a guy like you is still on the trajectory towards gold. And I think it would be very, very cool if we get to see you hold that belt one day. And, you're on a 2-fight win streak right now, and we string off a couple of victories, and before you know it, you're fighting for the UFC heavyweight title, and that would be amazing to see.
I don't want to speak now about contenders on title shot. I speak about present days.
Okay.
Today I am Alexey Oleynik. Today I am win Fabricio Verdum. Today I am rest, and tomorrow I ask next fight. That's all.
Okay. I respect that a lot. I respect the mindset, and I think that mindset is the reason why you've done as amazing as you've done in your career. So
thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there's anything else, anyone else has any questions for Alexey before I let him go, I don't want to keep you too long. I know you have a big family to entertain over there. I hear you have 5 kids, huh?
Yeah.
So I know you're a busy man. I do have one more question, if you don't mind. Ray has a question.
One more. Okay. Last question.
Who do you think wins the Stipe versus Daniel Cormier rematch? And is Francis Ngannou versus Stipe? I don't really understand the rest of it. Let's start with the first part. Who do you think wins the rematch of Stipe and Daniel Cormier?
I don't know who, but Stipe Miocic very like me. This guy very like me. I know this guy. I'm trained with this guy one time, long time ago, maybe 10 years ago, maybe 12.
Where's that? Where?
Ahaya.
You're up there, huh?
Yeah, on the Marcus gym, in the gym of Stipe Miocic. I was 180 kilo, very, very small guys, and I go into this gym. We train, we wrestle, and Stipe like me, because he not hater, he not very
humble
good guy. He firefighter. He really good guy.
Yeah. And you see what he's doing right now on the front lines with COVID. I mean, he's still out there helping the people, man. He's an amazing guy, as you know.
Yes, that's very good.
Yeah.
He really good guy.
Yeah. All right, Alexey. I appreciate you so much for coming on. And I hope to have you on maybe sometime in the future. And I look forward to you getting that title shot. I know you don't want to talk about it, but I'm rooting for you to get that title shot soon. And after you beat Derek Lewis and you get the Ezekiel choke on him.
With God's help. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alexey.
Thank you. See you.
All right.
Bye.
All right, guys. You heard it. Alexey Oleynik, man. That was cool, man. What an honor, man, to have him on the show. I mean, that's a real legend, man. You talk about legends in the game. That's a legend in the game right there, man. So you guys know what time it is. I'm about to open up the platform to you guys. So whoever's ready to hop in here, man. I think there's a lot that we can talk about. I mean, we had 2 events pass since the last MMA live discussion. We have an event that's taking place on Saturday, another solid card. that I just put out my prediction video earlier today. If you guys haven't seen it yet, make sure you guys go check that out as well. The UFC is running hot right now, man, and I'm excited for it. I'm really excited, obviously, with the situation that we have going on. There's no sports taking place. Hopefully we're going to have baseball coming up relatively soon. That'll be good to see. I'm a Marlin fan. I don't know whose team you guys are rooting for, but I'm a diehard Marlin fan, and I'm looking forward to seeing those guys out there throwing the ball around. So, yeah, what a nice guy, man. Alexey Oleynik, man, he was a very nice guy, man. And it's crazy to think, a guy like that, as nice as he is, he's a straight killer. A guy like Alexey Oleynik is a straight killer. I think he tried to downplay his size. He's a big guy. He tried to make it seem like, he's not the biggest of guys, but, he's a big dude. And there's not a lot of people that are going to bump into Alexey Oleynik and try to bully him around. So, he's a brute guy. And let's see, we got some questions. David Barbosa might have no chin at 45. Is that you talking about Edson? Edson Barbosa cutting down? And man, we'll take a little preview, man, into the card we have going on this Saturday. I think it's a solid card, man. I like I said, man, I had the breakdown video. It's put out to you guys. The main event is really where it's at, in my opinion. Alistair Overeem versus Walt Harris. I think that's where it's going to be going down, man. The whole story behind Walt Harris. Got you, Brendan. So, if any of you guys want to come in, man, come hop in. Let's talk some MMA, man. Where you guys at? What's up, Brandon? Thoughts on Yadong versus Vera? I'm going to drop the link for you guys. Hold on one second. Excuse me. I didn't even drop the link for you guys. The link is posted, man. Somebody come hop in, man. Let's talk some MMA, man. We got a lot to talk, man. We got a lot to talk. And I got a lot of special guests lined up, man, to be coming on here, man. MMA live discussion number 3. It's probably looking like we're going to have Brian Kelleher, which Brian Kelleher is coming off an amazing performance. Got the knockout in the second round. That'd be cool, man. We'll get Kelleher on here. For those of you guys that don't follow him already, man, go follow Kelleher on Instagram, because that dude's a cool dude, man. He's always hanging out, doing live videos, smoking it up with the people, man, always hanging out. So it'll be cool to have Kelleher on the show. And that's what it's looking like. I have a couple other backup fighters. We'll see, what Kelleher has going on. Obviously, he's in Jacksonville, so he has to make his way back up to his hometown, and I'm sure the family's waiting and whatnot. So, he said he'll come on the show, and we'll see if he does, But, the link is right there, man. Click that link. Hop up in the lobby, man, and let's get the chatting, man. We got UFC Fight Night Overeem versus Walt Harris. In the co-main event, we got Claudia Gadelha taking on Angela Hill. That's a very interesting fight. Claudia's coming in right around that 2-1 favorite, and she hasn't been really looking, the same way that she's been looking towards the beginning of her career. So, and then you got a girl in Angela Hill who's just been looking better and better each time she steps in there. So, that's an interesting line, because Angela Hill she's a pretty hefty underdog, and wouldn't be surprised if she pulls off the upset. Although I do have Claudia winning the fight. If I'm going to pick straight up, I'm going to say Claudia. But as far as the line goes, do you feel comfortable having a -200 Gadelha against Angela Hill, who's been just putting in work, with the striking and whatnot? So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. What else we got, man? Edson Barbosa versus Dan Ige. I seen a couple of you guys talking about that as well. Dan Ige is a guy, man, that's really been on a tear, man. 13-2. The guy has excellent BJJ. He's on a 5-fight win streak, taking out guys like Mirsad Bektic, Kevin Aguilar, Danny Henry, Jordan Griffin, Mike Santiago. The only loss he's even had in his last 15 fights was Julio Arce. Julio Arce is a guy that, is a very, very skilled fighter that's making his way to the top of the division. It's kind of weird too, man. He's like a doppelganger of Dan Ige, man. They look identical. So if he did lose that fight, it was a unanimous decision, but no real shame in that loss. And other than that, man, he's just been going straight to work. So that's another fight, man. The lines are very interesting, man. Can Ige take down Barbosa? I don't think so, man. But what happens if Ige does something similar to what Justin Gaethje did? You know, maybe cut off the cage and throw a nasty hook. Edson Barbosa does not like the pressure fighter, man. When the pressure fighter starts to impose his will on him, man, I don't know, man. Barbosa, he's so skilled on the feet, but he just tends to kind of break, man. He tends to fold. But at the same time, his striking is just really so technical. It's hard to bet against him, man, especially when you kind of foresee the fight taking place as a striking war, which I kind of do. As you said, you know, can he get the fight to the ground? I don't really see him getting the fight to the ground. I think for Dan Ige to win this fight, he's not going to just get this fight to the ground and work his jiu-jitsu and like dominate him, ground and pound him. He's going to have to work his striking as well. He's definitely going to have to strike, and he's going to have to do more than just try to get the fight down to the ground. All right. Hold 1 second, guys. I'm going to throw the live video on this too. Put that over there. Yeah, man, but I want to talk some MMA, so if you guys are ready, man, come on. What's up, Ray, David Borbeau, Carlos Jesus, Claudia Hetzer, Michael Tonkin, you guys, what, the cat has your guys' tongue, man? Why don't you guys come on, man? Let's talk some MMA. You can't be camera shy, man. All right, we got somebody. Here we go. Brandon Money.
Yo, what's going on, Teller? How you doing?
What up, Brandon? How you doing, man?
Nothing much, you know. Just had the draft. Cole Kmet, you know, first tight end off the board. It was a wonderful day.
That's right, man. You called that, huh?
Yeah, I was on it, you know.
Yeah, you did, man. You collected on that. Yeah. I should have took your advice, man. Honestly, you know what? When you sent it to, I'm just kind of frugal with my my sports betting, to be honest. And believe it or not, you know, being that I'm a mixed martial arts capper, I'm the type of guy, man. People say, "Oh, what about this fight and that fight?" I'm very selective on what I put money on. So, yeah, man, but you know, shout out to you for calling that.
Yeah, man, that's how you profit long term. You know, you gotta be very selective with your bets and your investments.
Exactly. Did you hit anything else on that draft? Because I'll tell you something that I hit that I went big on. I think I did tell you about that too. Tua Tagovailoa, man, to be the second quarterback drafted. I went big on that. That was the play that I did. So, you know,
I had Kmet, and then I also had for the second round of the draft, I had the Texans to take a defensive lineman at plus 200 or something like that.
And you hit that, huh?
Yeah, they took a defensive tackle. I forget his name, but
okay.
So yeah, man, I'm coming on here. I really wanted to pick your brain about the capping world, man. So
go ahead, man, pick away.
I watch another guy, and basically when he's analyzing fights, you know, and what I do also, I look for a 5% margin in the like say Dan Ige, right? He's like a plus 110. So that would roughly be about a 47% chance to win on the books, right? So my question to you is, say you think Dan Ige has a 52% chance to win, you know, that 5% margin. Are you taking Dan Ige as that long-term profitable bet, or are you taking Dan Ige because you think he has a good chance to win this coming Saturday?
All right, so that's a perfect question, and I'll kind of break down how I work my system, right? Because I definitely see what you're getting at, and a lot of people try to hit the books like that, and I'm not one of those people. Because here's the thing, on paper, that actually sounds like it's a great move, and when I'm speaking about what I would do in this situation, it's not necessarily just about that situation you said, but I'm talking about in general situations like that. What I like to do, man, you got to improvise on the tape that you see on the specific two fighters that you have going in there. So it's crazy because every single fight, every single matchup that you have is different. I mean, there could be a fight that's matched up that is almost identical situations as you just described, but if I see a little something different on tape, I'm not going to bite on it. And then if I see something else, I'm going to bite on it. The way I really like to make my decisions, what I'm really finally going to do is it comes down to that fight tape research, man. I'm talking about hours upon hours sitting down on the couch, laptop in front of you, and just watching fight footage. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about watching every single fight that these guys have had, at least their last 5 fights. If you're not watching every single one of their last 5 fights and dissecting the tape of those last 5 fights, you really don't know what's going on. Then you take into consideration a lot of, outside type stuff, where they're training, if they train training camps, this and that. You know what I mean? There's so many X factors, man. And it's just one of those things that you got to really you got to put the entire thing together, and then you make a final decision at the end, man. A lot of it's like, I don't want to say gut feeling, because I think that undermines really the science that you put into it. You know what I'm saying? But what you said, what you brought up, there's definitely a lot of, there's a lot of substance to what you brought up, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that, man. At least in my case, for what I do.
So say like a fighter was minus 200, right?
Okay.
And you watched all the tapes, you studied that shit. You got a perfect idea of what's going to happen. But you think at minus 200, that 60% line, say Drew Dober was a minus 200, mm-hmm. and you thought he was going to hit exactly 60% of the time, which means he was going to win 60% of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you still bet Drew Dober, even though you think that he has a 60% chance instead of, say, a 65 chance where you could win long term? I'm not saying you can't win long term betting that 60% line at a 60% probability, but I'm saying, are you looking for that 65%?
That's definitely something that you look for. That's something that you look at. You definitely want to get that edge. I mean, if you feel like you have a statistical edge, that you feel that you're beating the books, that's definitely one of the keys to winning long term, for sure. No, like 100%, man. You hit it on the head. Like, that is the key. I mean, you have to statistically feel that you have an edge in the books, because that's all it's about, really. You know what I mean? It's all about, you have to edge the books, because they're already edging us off the rip. You know what I mean? They're already, they got the VIG on us and everything. So you got to get a little bit of an edge on them. But it's crazy, because there's some lines that are just off. And right nowadays, it's not the same way as it used to be, bro. Because I don't know if you were around back in the Cowboy days. The lines were crazy back in the Cowboy days, man. You used to be able to get favorites, bro, that nowadays are minus 400s. That back in the day, bro, they were minus 200s. You can grab minus 200. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like way back years ago, bro. The game has changed. Nowadays, the lines, they're so on top of it nowadays, bro, with Vegas and everything. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I was asking you about Darren Elkins at a plus 106. Because Darren Elkins plus 106 is like a 47% chance. So if you could give
whoever was just, I'm sorry, bro, go ahead. There was somebody that just hopped in here real quick, though. I'm sorry. Hey, whoever was waiting in the room, man, hop back in. I'll get you guys in, man. Don't worry. I seen a couple of you guys waiting. I'm just right now, me and Brandon are chatting up, but you guys, I'm gonna bring you in. Hop back in the room. I'll bring you guys in too, man. Hop in.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, Brandon, go ahead. No rush. Brandon, we're still talking. Let's do it, man.
Oh yeah. So like I said, if I think Darren Elkins has a 52% chance to win, and I bet him when the books only think he has a 47% chance to win, the only problem would be Darren Elkins would actually have to win 52% of the time.
That's one way to look at it, man. And then there's another way. That is exactly, and you could do that, the statistical approach. But what happens if? Well, I guess that would basically correlate to that. My next point, though, is because there's just certain X factors, man. Like Darren Elkins, man, is he the most reliable type of fighter, man, to have your money on? And then that would correlate to your percentage chances of winning. So yeah, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, what you're saying actually, it really is true. It would all correlate to your percentage chances of him winning, and if you feel that it's above what you're seeing and what you're able to get and jump on, yes, jump on it.
Yeah,
but
that's the most important thing.
Another thing too, though, man, you might be in a situation where you might have a card where you feel like that in multiple spots, and then you might want to take a step back and be like, all right, out of all, I have a card here with 13 fights on it, and I think that I got an edge in seven or 8 different spots. You know what I mean? Then, you might want to take a step back, because then maybe you're jumping on too many things. You want to be very selective.
Yeah, pre-fight wise, I'm looking at 1 to 2 investments max on a card, and then the rest will be live. Just similar to you usually have like 3 or 4 fights a card, right? For my understanding.
my range is it's very much on average around 3 to 4, but it could be from 1 to 5 realistically.
Yeah. Okay.
Michael Rosso, we got you on too, buddy. Michael. Brandon, if you want, you can hang around. Otherwise, I'm gonna chat it up with Michael. You can hang out with us, whatever you want, bro. We'd love to have you stay, and if you might have some input on what Michael's gonna talk about, so it's up to you.
Yeah, I'll stick around.
What's up,
Cool.
How you doing?
What up, Mike? How you doing, man? I'm doing excellent, man. I just chatted it up with a legend, man, Alexey Oleynik, man. It was cool, man.
Yeah, I've seen that, man. That's pretty dope that you know, talking to these talented UFC fighters, man. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, man.
And to me, you're probably the most underrated YouTuber right now, because what you're doing right here, this platform you're using, let guests in and talk to you and everything. I think that's pretty dope, man.
I appreciate that a lot, man. Man. I'm trying to get something going over here, man. The way that I am, man, just to tell you guys real quick, man, I'm the type of guy, man, I point out my shot and I shoot it. So as far as I'm concerned, man, I'm trying to take this to the next level. I'll have all that stuff, man. Press passes. I'm going to be at these UFC events, man. That's my end goal. I'm only 31 years old, and I just got into this. When I say got into this game, I'm talking about the social media world. I've been betting on MMA and UFC for years, but as far as like the social media world, as far as YouTube, Instagram, I've only been in this game for about just a year. So, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just getting started. So you're going to see some big things from me, man. I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to see some big things.
Man.
And go ahead, man.
No, I said believe that.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. And I have a lot of people, man, that I network with down here. So, like I said, you're going to see all types of fighters, bro. You guys are going to be so surprised at the fighters that I get to come on the show. That's before you know it, you guys are like, what? You know what I'm saying? Oh, Jorge Masvidal is coming on the show. Like, that's how it's going to be, bro. I'm telling you guys, trust me, bro. Trust me. Just sit back and watch. You're going to be like, what? This guy's coming on. This guy's coming on. Like, I'm going to have everybody coming on. And eventually, the way that I want this show to work is that it's not going to be that typical MMA show, man, where Ariel Helwani's sitting there, bro, like, you know what I mean? Talking that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to have some real conversations here, bro. You guys are going to hop on. If you guys got a question for these specific fighters, you know what I'm saying? You put your drink up, whatever you do, you smoke, whatever. We're going to sit here and we're going to talk MMA, UFC, everything. And we're going to talk betting, all that stuff, man. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty.
Oh, yeah. Well, this week has been, it's been fire so far. You know what I mean? I love what the UFC is doing right now. Just this UFC 249 just got over with. And this past UFC ESPN Plus 29 has been dope. The fights last night were pretty good.
How'd you do betting wise?
No, I don't bet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I should start betting, but you know what I mean? I haven't, dropped my balls. Go ahead and bet. Go ahead and bet, you know what I mean?
Hey, no, it's all good though, man. Hey, it's not everybody's cup of tea, bro, and I respect it, bro, because I'll be honest with you. I'll be straight honest with you guys. I probably enjoy the main time that I enjoyed fights was way before I ever put $1 on any fight. The main time that I ever enjoyed fights, man, was when I was up at college, bro, up in Tallahassee at FSU. And I was watching the WEC. Remember the WEC?
Yes,
bro. On what was that channel? Wreckage. I forget the name of the channel, man. Whatever it was. But just watching WEC events live, just sitting back, like, yo, I'm rooting for this guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm rooting for Dominic Cruz back in his heyday. Yeah. That was my boy, Miguel Torres. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting back. Uriah Faber was my favorite fighter, and I enjoyed watching a fight back then. More honestly, it's cool when you have money on it. When you have money on it, it's crazy. It really is crazy when you have a lot of money. But the most I've ever enjoyed it, man, was sitting back watching a fighter that you genuinely back. You know what I'm saying? A Uriah Faber back in the WEC, the featherweight kingpin, and I never had $1 on him. So that's
good. I know those days were good, but I'm a beginner right now in the UFC. I mean, and MMA in general. You know what I mean? I just started following like back in 2018.
Okay.
My first pay-per-view was Conor McGregor and Khabib. So, that just tells you right there.
I was out there, bro. I was in Vegas for that.
Oh, wow. I know.
Yeah,
I
man.
heard you talked to Dominic Cruz and all that, right?
Yeah, yep. Cruz was out there. I bumped into Dominic Cruz at the press conference in the lobby, bro. I was running to grab a beer because they were charging crazy amount of money, like close to the press conference. I ran to that side, the outskirt, and I just see Dom, bro, walking by himself. I'm like, fucking Cruz. I should have got a picture, bro. I slipped on that one, but I didn't want to be too fanboy, you know. I just was more like, "What's up, man? I'm a fan. I'm a fan of what you do," and we had a cool conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure all those guys out there are cool as hell, man. I'll take pictures with you and everything.
I had a video too. If you ever seen in my intro, that video that I had with Ariel Helwani, that was right there before the press conference too. I was BSing with Ariel Helwani, me and my boy.
Wow.
It was cool, bro. It was cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
I got a question. This Walt Harris, what's going on with him? You know, I heard something's going on with his daughter. What's the specifics on that? Do you know?
Yeah, man. So from what I gathered from it, it was tragic. And Brandon, you could hop in too. Brandon, anything that you know about this too, man. But from what I knew, it was a tragic situation. His daughter, from what I gathered from it, and I mean no disrespect, but this is the true facts of what I gathered from it because it was late. It was like 1 a.m, I believe. I could be wrong. 12 at night, 1 a.m. She was at a gas station. I believe the story was she was meeting with a guy. I hope I'm not speaking, wrongly on that, but I believe she was going to meet maybe a guy friend or whatnot. She was doing something because her roommates or her friends said she was going to meet a guy friend. And she went to the gas station maybe to grab a drink or whatever. Who knows? A soda, whatever. And some stalker crazy, some crazy motherfucker followed her out to her car, man, and just started like going after her and jumped in the car or whatnot. Or I think in her car and just took, kidnapped her, bro, and killed her. And yeah, man.
Yeah. He killed her?
Yeah, bro.
Damn. I didn't
man.
I didn't know it was something like that. I thought
bro.
Like, wow.
And it wasn't even like a situation. To my knowledge, again, I'm just speaking from what I briefly know. It wasn't like he raped her or anything, bro. He was just like a savage, bro. Like he just was a piece of crap, bro. He just like hopped in the car, tried to rob her and kill her or something. I mean, it's a worst nightmare, man, for like a father, bro. Like what he went through. I know he was a stepfather, but I don't know the specifics. I know that he looks at her like that was his daughter, and it was tragic, bro. Tragic.
Well, that was this year.
Yeah, man, not too long ago, bro. It was only months ago. This fight was supposed to happen months ago, and they had to cancel the event and all that. And I'll be honest, bro, I was pretty impressed with the fact that the way Walt Harris is ready to step right back into the octagon. He has things going now.
Right there, man. That's a man right there.
Yeah.
And that's a scary man too, to get in the octagon with, somebody that's dealing with that type of pressure.
Yeah. He ain't scared of nothing right now, bro. He's in there. He's on a whole nother level right now.
I'm afraid that the Reem is sleeping again.
That's crazy that he's going back in the octagon, considering that lip injury he just had. Just already healed from that already, just like that.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you my take on that. I think that the lip is not as bad as the eyes, bro. If it was on the eye, bro, a cut like that on the eye, it would have reopened in seconds. We saw that with Nate Diaz. Remember the Nate Diaz and Masvidal fight?
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the lip, I think that's a little different. I'd be surprised. I've never seen anything like that. If the lip reopens, and even if the lip opens, it has to be really bad for them to stop it. It's not like, stopping their eyesight and whatnot, but
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And even when it opened that first
on
time, it wasn't really that bloody.
Justin Gaethje, man.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. One of you guys go. I didn't catch that.
So, what are your thoughts on Tony Ferguson and Justin Gaethje?
That was crazy, man. Yo, I said it earlier, bro. I'll say it again. I don't remember the last fight that I saw. Yo, if you could, I don't know which one but there's like a choppy noise, bro, in the audio. Is it? You guys hear that?
That's not me.
Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself. See if it's.
See if that fixes. Yeah. Just because I know people are listening, they probably get annoyed. It's all good though. Yeah, I think we're good, bro. That Ferguson Gaethje fight. I'm telling you, bro. Like I said earlier, bro. I've seen fucking hundreds, bro. Crazy amount of fights. The damage that Tony Ferguson took in that fight, bro, because he's so tough, bro. That guy's like the Terminator, bro. To me, he has the best chin I've ever seen in MMA. Period. I'm calling that out right now. That's the best chin I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Right?
Man.
So, but the thing is, when you have a chin like that, I think it also allows you to take more brain damage than any other fighter, bro.
Yep.
And when's the last time you saw a knockout like that where the guy, like, it's like his computer froze, bro? You saw him? He was like he twitched up, bro. Like,
I've never seen that before.
Yo, it looked nasty, bro. And that's the type of thing, man. I hate to say it, bro. Like, I'm gonna call it out for what it is. I think that's the type of thing that's gonna affect his life down the long run. Now, here's the thing: these guys get paid to do what they do, so I'm not the type of media guy that's gonna be out here like preaching on that stuff. But I'm just letting you guys know my take on that. Ferguson's gonna have some real aftermath from that fight, bro. Because Gaethje, those shots that Gaethje was hitting him with, those shots put people unconscious, bro. Like they put them out, bro. You saw all these guys fold up like lawn chairs.
Michael Johnson.
Bro, yeah, Johnson, Barbosa,
Johnson, Vic,
Cowboy, Cerrone, Vic. Come on, bro. And Tony Ferguson was just like eating it, bro, eating it.
That's why Tony Ferguson was always my favorite fighter. As much as I've been following, but I feel like Justin Gaethje kind of exposed the level of stand-up that Tony Ferguson has. You know what I mean? Like Tony Ferguson is he's a wild stand-up fighter, and I feel like I don't know, and his age getting up there, I feel like his power is not there. But I just hate that he took that fight. He should have just waited for Khabib. I think since he was actually training all those months for Khabib, not Justin Gaethje, a power hitter. I think
completely stylistic differences, right?
Absolutely.
Complete different matchups.
Absolutely, man. And I think at the age that Tony Ferguson is at right now, he had to cut his risk. He had to cut his losses and not do Justin Gaethje. He had to go for Khabib. I know Khabib is talking about he wants to fight in September. It's probably a long way from what Tony Ferguson wants. But I love Tony Ferguson, man. That's one of my favorites. And
me too.
I just hate that. I hate to see him lose, man. I really hate to see him lose the way he did.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. That's just my opinion on that. I don't want him to just go down as the the number one guy that can take those hits and just not looking human at all. You know what I mean? Just getting through it. But the way that you just seen that fight and the way it ended was like, oh man, Tony! Like,
I know. It was tough. It was tough to watch. And a lot of people felt like that was like watching like Tony Ferguson and Khabib, that fight like fizzling away. I don't know if I necessarily feel that, bro. I still think that's a fight that's going to be a high priority fight for the UFC to make. Any opportunity that we get in the next 3 to 4 years, that fight will be thrown together.
Yeah, but I feel like Conor McGregor is just messing things up. You know what I mean? He's all in Dana White's head, and I feel like it's not going to happen now because he's not that number one contender. Say Gaethje fights Khabib, I think he's going to lose. I think it's going to be like a Dustin Poirier versus Khabib.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, I think Khabib's going to do him like he did Dustin Poirier. You know what I mean? I understand that Justin Gaethje has a very good takedown defense, but come on now. Khabib's going to take you down, and he's going to maul on you. Maybe not maul on you, but he may choke you out or, submit you. Like, especially with the things that Khabib is going through right now with his father. That man, he ain't no joke right now. He's really.
I hear you on that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
he's gonna be dangerous, bro.
And Conor McGregor. How about do McGregor versus Ferguson? When Ferguson heals up, I'd love to see that fight. I know they're talking shit to each other.
That is a fight I would like to see
on social media, but.
Yo, Brandon.
Yeah, I wanted to. Ray had a question. I wanted to answer it. That's cool, and then I'll be heading out.
Yeah, that's what's up. Go ahead.
All right. So Ray,
what was the question?
How would you quantify a 5% advantage with a bet? So I'm gonna open up my camera.
There you go, bro. Join the party, bro.
To my computer. Can you see this? All right, Teller? Just straight. All right, so for this example, I'm
sipping on Fortune.
I'm sipping on some vodka, bro. I was doing a little vodka mixed drink, and now I'm just pouring up straight, bro.
Oh man,
sometimes I mix it up, but I'm more of a Scotch drinker. This is like my stuff right here, bro.
Oh, there you go.
A little bit Chivas, you know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Chill out with that vodka, man.
Well, all right, go ahead, Brandon.
Question off for you, right? So I'm giving this example with the Teller's bet, Ricky Simone, right? So I'm on an odds converter, as you can see. So Ricky Simone was at -165 for the Ray Borg fight, which translates to about a 62% chance to win.
Yep.
So basically, in order for Ricky Simone to be a good bet, long-term profitable, you'd have to give him a 67% chance to win in the long term. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to understand in the beginning, but I'll link my Instagram, or I'll drop my tag, Ray, and if you want to hit me up further, we could further talk about that, because it's really a good way to make your picks.
Good stuff, bro.
All right,
Good
thanks,
stuff,
Teller.
bro.
Thanks for having me.
All right,
on.
brother.
Appreciate it.
No problem, bro. Yo, so Michael, what were we talking about? We're talking about drinking up, huh?
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't do liquor. I'm
No?
more of a beer man, to be honest with you.
Okay, what kind of beer? What kind of beer?
I like my Miller Lights. You know what I mean?
That's what I like,
natural
bro.
lights.
Miller Lite on draft, bro. You go to the bar, bro. Once all this quarantine, all stops and everything opens back up, Miller Lite on draft, bro. A nice cold draft. Miller Lite's the best on a draft, bro. Love it.
Oh yeah. So, what's your thoughts on these fights coming up? I'm really thinking about this Nunez versus Spencer.
What's the line on that fight right now, bro? Let's see.
I don't know. You gotta go see. I haven't checked it.
I'm gonna check right now. I might be able to. I'm gonna try something new. Who do you feel in that fight? Who you liking?
That's another one. I think Nunez is gonna do Spencer just like she did Duran to me. You know what I mean? I know Spencer is a very good fighter at the stand up, a very good striker. So Nunez, if Nunez can't, if she feels threatened with the striking, she's gonna take her down and do her just like she did Duran to me. I mean, I think Nunez is just, not a master, but I think she's like an A average at all the different what I mean, all the different striking, grappling, wrestling. I think she's up there with the best. You know what I mean? The way she did the randomly was just surprising. I didn't see that coming.
No, I agree with you on that.
I just think it's too fast for Spencer. I don't know what UFC's doing with Spencer right now, building her up so fast, but I don't think Spencer has.
You know what it is, though, man? What it is that division is so shallow, bro. The featherweight division is so shallow. There's not really a lot of girls to match Felicia Spencer up with. And Felicia is a girl, bro, that, she's actually a good fighter, bro. But, you lock her in there with –
she's a very good fighter.
Yeah. But then you lock her in there with, Cyborg and girls like that. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of a different story. So. And
who was the last fight? I forgot that one. It's like an African girl, black girl.
Oh, she whooped that girl. Zara Farin. But that, you know what I mean? That was that was just one of the few. Like I said, the division is so shallow. That was one of the few fights that they were able to put together. Yo, I'm gonna throw this guy Justin. This guy Justin wants to join in. Yo, Michael, I would love for you to stay in here too, man. We all chatted up, so it's up to you.
What's up, fortune teller?
What up, Justin?
Nothing much. I was just watching Mr. Arkansas earlier today.
Oh yeah, that guy's he's trash. That guy.
How?
Well, what's your thoughts on this cards, bro? We're talking. What are we talking right now, Mike? We're talking Felicia Spencer versus Amanda Nunez. How do you see that going? But I wanted to touch upon that with you, Mike. Mike, so I feel you 100%. I mean, Amanda Nunez is the way to go, but she's like a minus what, 550, I think, something like that.
Fortune teller, what did you have, like a falling out with that guy or arguing or something?
Well, that's a big favorite, isn't it? Minus 550.
Minus 550 is big time, bro. I mean, you gotta throw $550 to win $100.
Yeah, I mean, of course, that's why I don't get into all that betting stuff. It's kind of,
But no, but you know what? But here's the thing. Not even don't look at it as you're betting on it, but just to give you an idea of what you're going to be seeing inside that cage, because it generally it's going to transfer. The odds do transfer. They're pretty good. So I mean, this fight happened 6 times, man. Amanda Nunez is supposed to go out there and handle business, but sometimes the lines are off. How do you see that fight taking place?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it taking place. I think Spencer can take the shots from Nunez. I don't see a knockout happening. I see, like I said, I see the same thing happening. This like how Nunez fought Durandamy. I think she takes her down, and and Spencer can't get up. You know what I mean? I think that you're gonna see a big difference in the wrestling game with Nunez and Spencer, and I think it's gonna go the same exact way. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's my opinion. You know,
That's surprising, too, that you say that because
fortune teller.
What's up, brother?
Walt Harris or Overeem?
Hold on 1 second. Let me touch up with Mike on that. I want to just touch upon that real quick. Yo, it's funny you say that, Mike, because a lot of people see the avenue for Amanda Nunez to win the fight against Alicia Spencer is to use her striking, bro. Her striking is really her avenue to win the fight, man, because if you take a look at Alicia Spencer, bro, she's actually a grappling-based fighter, bro. You know, she likes to use her grappling to get takedowns, body triangles, and whatnot. And Amanda Nunez is a girl that's nasty with the striking, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, what you said, I would not be surprised if that happens in the least bit, because Amanda Nunez, she's so well-rounded, bro. She can go out there and just take, you know, she could take Alicia down and dominate and ground and pound her. She can do whatever she probably wants. But Alicia's a tough girl, but most likely she ain't going to win that fight, you know?
Yeah, but you don't always want to sleep on the underdog, of course, you know, so it can go either way, of course. It's the UFC, it's MMA, you know, but I just feel like Nunez is really gonna, you know, keep exploiting her opponent's weaknesses. You know, maybe Spencer's grappling is very good. What do you mean by that? What do you mean with like her clinch, or she just really, you know, she's really good at, you know, getting her submissions in, or
not even so much like pulling off the sub, which she does do as well. But she's the type of girl, man, like she'll wear on you. Like she'll eat shots and she'll eat a lot of shots and then she'll end up just clinching up. She'll get a body triangle on you. She'll drag you down to the mat. She'll she'll ground and pound you a little bit. You know, she's a tough chick. She really is a tough chick.
I
you know,
don't see that happening at all to Nunez.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
Nunez, I feel like is going to go down as one of the best. I don't see her losing anytime soon, you know. Yeah. And I really hate to see, speaking on that, I really hate to see Henry Cejudo, you know, so-called retiring. I don't like to see that. You know, I think Cejudo should be, you know, keep fighting and, you know, showing he's at the top. Especially, you know, when Peter Yan gets a couple more fights up there. And
he's the man, that dude, bro. He's the man.
I would love to see that fight, you know.
Oh, I would too. I don't think Cejudo wants that fight. I don't know. I'll tell you the truth, bro. I would be if that fight came out and the line was even around even, bro. I'm dropping the bank on Peter. That guy Yan is the real deal, bro. He's the champion. He's the bantamweight champion right now. Mark my words. That guy will be holding gold.
Yeah.
Well, but you know, and just to touch upon that Felicia Spencer, bro. Like you take a look at her resume, and she doesn't have a big resume. She only had 9 professional fights. But I mean, you take a look.
She's from Orlando too. That's my hometown.
Oh, okay. You're just north of me, bro. I'm over here in South Florida, bro. So she's up there, and I mean, Megan Anderson. That was a girl a lot of people hyped up, and she pulled off 3 rear naked chokes in a row before she lost to Chris Cyborg. So she was just like I said, I remember that she was taking girls' backs and just choking them out. But then she fought Cyborg, you know.
Wow, what she get? Like, what happened with that fight? I didn't see that fight.
Which one? The Cyborg?
Yeah, Cyborg.
So that's interesting you brought that up. So Cyborg was able to stuff the takedowns, bro, and Cyborg just like worked her fucking striking, bro. Like she's able to stuff the takedowns and she just brutalized her on the feet. But the thing is that Felicia was so tough that she couldn't be finished. And that's something you got to pay attention to, bro. A girl that goes out there, bro, and she could strike with her, you know what I'm saying, for 5 rounds, a girl that could strike with Cyborg, and even though she's not technically on the same level, but she can eat all those shots and she's not getting finished, that's a skill in its own self, bro. Like, she's the type of girl, like, she could eat those shots and it's nothing. She's a tough girl, bro.
Oh yeah, you can see it in her too. She got a very stiff body type, you know.
Yeah, man. No, yeah, she is. She's not that athletic. She's really not that athletic.
That's why I say, you know, Nunez is not gonna try to mess around and strike with her. To be honest, in my opinion, like Nunez is gonna try to just take her down. I mean, it's gonna be a good fight. The more I talk about it, you know, get more curious about it. But I don't know. We'll see this Saturday. You know, I didn't like seeing the Vittori's fight canceled last night.
I was pissed
you know.
about that. I had a play on him, bro. I had a bet locked in, bro. I had money on him. And Vettori, that guy's gonna be fighting for gold, bro. Trust me on that.
Right.
He's the real deal. And you know what I wanted to touch upon? You brought up what we into something about the Felicia fight. I wanted to talk about the line on Felicia, but I know you say you don't bet, man. But like Felicia right now, she's a plus 400, which I mean it's pretty crazy odds. But like, I think this is the type of fight you just can't touch. You know what I'm saying? Like Amanda Nunez, bro. So think about it like this. I know you don't bet, but Amanda Nunez, if you put $1,000 together, do $1,000 together, if she wins, we're gonna give you $200. Not even. You're gonna get like 180. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but you still got your 1,000 back, right?
What's that?
But you still get your 1,000.
Yeah, of course. You always get your money back, and that's the winnings, of course. So you're gonna win. You're gonna win like 180, and then of course, whatever if you didn't lose the bet, you get your money back always.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, now think about that. Like, do you feel comfortable with that? Probably not, right? Actually, you know what? I know what I wanted to ask you. What I wanted to ask you was, you said that you just started watching MMA in the last year or two, huh?
Yeah.
What ended up getting you into MMA? Like, how did you finally like get upon that watching MMA?
I know it was probably that McGregor and Mayweather fight. Just seeing that whole shit that McGregor was fucking doing. It was kind of anticipating to me to see how McGregor would do when he gets back into the UFC. Because of course I've always knew about the UFC, but I was never watching it.
Were you a boxing fan?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't a fan, but I was more like, okay, every year I know Mayweather fights. I'm gonna watch that every year.
Okay.
It's that type of thing. You know what I mean? So
that's what's up.
So yeah, like when McGregor was fighting Mayweather and just the whole build up to that, I was watching those pressers, and it just really got me intrigued about Conor McGregor, and yeah, that's how I really started watching UFC. And just that, just the whole vibes of the UFC pay-per-view and a title fight, I loved it. You know what I mean? Just the chills that it gave me, like, oh shit, you don't know what's gonna happen. That really got me into the UFC.
I hear you. No, I hear you. But what's up, Arseny? What's up, Arseny? You there?
Yeah. Hey, what's going on? You hear me, man?
Yeah,
what up,
I'll
man?
be right back real quick.
Go ahead, Mike.
Hey. Oh no, I was just gonna say that. I was thinking about that Marvin Vettori. You saw him freaking out because Carl Robertson didn't make weight, he was hospitalized. But I'm like, what was the point of freaking out? Why didn't he just take his show bonus and then just fight next week or fight the following week? Yeah, obviously, I know there's a card this Saturday and then the following one is like June 6th. But still, you basically get paid double. The way I see it, it's a win. It's like a win-win. You know what I mean? You get your show money.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? Like, why would you freak out? You just got paid twice.
You know what it is, though, man? And I completely hear what you're saying as well. But you know what I think it is that hey, Mike. I'm sorry. One second, RC. Mike, if you don't mind, bro, I think your audio is kind of chopping up a little bit.
I'm muting.
It's all good. Maybe you could just hit the mute for a second. All right. Yeah, Arseny. So what we know the thing is, bro, these guys are savages that have been training for weeks and weeks. And it's not even about just collecting the money, bro, especially when it comes to a guy like Marvin Vettori, who's really pushing his way back to the top of the division that wants to carry gold, bro. This guy wants to be a champion. You know what I'm saying? So like he wasn't satisfied unless he went in there and got a knockout. He wanted to knock you unconscious. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he was pissed. And you saw that video, bro. He was not messing around, bro. And then you know what? Robertson tried to buck up, and he's like, okay, you want to buck up now? If you want to buck up now, like you can actually fight, then why aren't you stepping in the octagon, bro? You know what I'm saying? And as a fighter, they look at it as it's your responsibility to make weight, take it serious, do your due diligence, and make weight. And a guy like Vettori, bro, he's probably a little bit hot-blooded. He's Italian. You know, I'm Greek. I know how it goes sometimes. You know, he's in fight mode. But I hear what you're saying too, but Vettori's a savage, bro, and expect that guy to do big things. I'm telling you, bro, in the next couple of years.
The UFC, they pay out 100%. If I'm not mistaken, they pay 100% of the show bonus, right? Like if the other fighter doesn't make doesn't make weight, but if the other fighter can't fight, like he just gets 100% of the show bonus, not the win bonus, right? That's the way.
That's right. That's the way I understand it as well. That's the way I understand it as well. It's like they came, you know, they got paid to fight and they didn't even fight. But the thing is, bro, you have to take this into consideration too. It's like from the outsider's point of view, you're like, yo, you didn't even have to go in the cage and get beat up and fight. But these guys, bro, you know how much he just got beat up and fought leading up to that fight camp? He just fought for months, bro. Like he got beat up already for months. And now he's going to have to go get beat up and fight for months in training for the next fight. So don't think of it just like that one fight, bro. Like he's going to take some brain damage and whatever that night, bro. These guys get beat up on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's tricky. It's tricky, bro. And I'll be honest, I kind of lean towards the Marvin mindset, bro. It's like, fuck that, bro. Because you know what? A win over excuse me, his name's slipping my mind. Who is his Robertson, Carl Robertson. A win over Carl Robertson, man. You get a win over him, and then you start taking a step over those types of fights. You know what I'm saying? Those like stepping stone type of fights. Marvin Vettori is a guy that went to a split decision against Israel Adesanya. Don't forget that, bro. That was a close fight. And Marvin's only a couple wins from starting to get up to that type of fight. And we're talking about big money. We're talking about holding gold. We're talking about world recognition, putting Italy on the map. You know what I'm saying? And Marvin Vettori is a guy that I'm going to try to get on the show, man. Mark my words. I'm going to get Marvin on this show too, bro. So keep an eye out on for that.
You know what you were talking about like the brain damage during training. So like I remember like my MMA trainer, he would tell me that he knew a guy, one of his pupils, he was actually, I think he was like almost like undefeated, on the regional scene or whatever, but then he had to leave because he was getting into so many gym wars that he got brain damage. And the what is that called? The neurologist said that he already had what is that called? The concussion disease that football players get.
What's that? CTE?
Yeah, CTE. What is this? He get concussive brain.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. But I'm like, I feel
CTE.
like a lot of places. Obviously, I don't want to mention gyms and stuff because I've heard about that some gyms, they kind of like their gym wars. Obviously, I don't want to put anyone on the spot negatively, but like I feel like there has to be a very like scientific way of thinking about, okay, we want to make sure this guy spars so he gets the most benefit out of it, but at the same time, your brain doesn't recover. Like, you get punched in the arm, your arm gets better. You get punched in the head, that's just wearing away. You know what I mean? You might never come back from that. So
I hear you 100%. And if you don't want to speak on any gyms, I completely respect that. But I'll speak on one of them or a couple of them, bro. Like, I know Shuto Box back in the day, bro. All those guys were brawling out. Those guys were putting in a lot of work. Those guys were fighting, bro, straight fighting, man, in preparation for their fights. You know what I mean? And the thing is, they didn't have the knowledge back then that we do it now. That's the thing too, Nowadays, the game of MMA is really evolving right in front of our eyes. So back then they thought, put in that work, fight. The more you fight, the better you're going to be at fighting. And we're learning now that that's not necessarily the case. The more that you continuously fight and put that damage on your brain, when you get locked into the cage, you're more likely to get put unconscious and lose a fight, lose money, be further away from holding gold. You know what I mean? So now it's your job to take that information and that data and to thrive upon that if you really want to be the best at the game, best in the game.
You know what? I was just like thinking about this again. This is like you're talking about like futuristic and stuff. But you know, like I wonder, like when they come up with virtual reality, I wonder if there's a way that like fighters can learn how to train without getting the damage on their chin. Like I remember, like I don't know, I'm weak sauce, so when I used to spar, I hated it because I would get headaches the next day. Even though like I wouldn't even take that much damage, it was still tough. Like I'd be trying to sit in class and try to focus, and meanwhile I have a headache. And again, like I
hear you.
I'm conscious enough to know that, hey man, that's not good for me. Like I gotta be careful. And again, there are guys that I would see that would go 10 times harder than me, take like 10 times damage, and they'd be like, oh no, man, I'm tough. Like, you know, I got it. I'm like thinking, but you know, like I always try to think about the long game. You know what I mean? Like
I hear you 100% on that.
Yeah.
And trust me, I know myself personally too. I know exactly what you're talking about. And even me, bro, I would get headaches, bro. Even just off grappling, bro. It sounds crazy, but even just training BJJ, I would get headaches, bro, because I was the type of person, I guess I had like TMJ with my jaw, bro, and I would train and I would constantly be grinding my teeth, man. Every time I was training, I always had constant headaches, and sometimes sparring too, man. I've been kicked in the face, man, where I couldn't even chew my food, you know what I mean? Just sparring with these crazy kickboxing dudes. And no, you know, I can just relate to you on that level, man. Training, it's, you know, it definitely wears on your body, and which, you know, the end result, bro, you want to get the results as far as your game evolving, but there's a lot of things to take into consideration too, for sure, bro. You don't want to put that wear and tear on your brain. You know, I've heard a lot of fighters talk about this. I think Conor McGregor talked about it. I think a couple of the different fighters, but you know, as far as your entire skill set, as far as polishing your game up, you know, your skills as far as striking or grappling, that's one thing, but you also want to polish up your mind. And if in the process, if you're harming your brain while you're polishing up your striking and whatnot, you're doing yourself a disservice. So you got to figure out the perfect recipe to train your grappling, your striking, all that, while not harming your brain. And you can't be going in there like some of these, and I'll be honest, some of these, what was the other camp, man? Where did Aldo come from, man? Those guys throw down, bro. You know, where Renan Barão and Jose Aldo, bro. That fight camp, those guys used to go at it, bro.
Hey, and you know, just actually backtracking, I know you were talking about how Tony Ferguson like probably has the best chin in MMA, but yo, like what about Francis Ngannou? I mean, it was really quick, but like when I saw like I slowed it down, he ate those I think it was two nice clean shots from Jorginho, who has power. He ate them like a sandwich, and then he took that man's soul.
Yes. I'm actually really glad you brought that up, because that is something that I definitely noticed as well. He ate, I believe it was a left hook, I believe, got clipped right on the chin. And I mean, it wasn't like a crazy hook, but it was still a hook from Rosenstruck. And he hit him, didn't put all his force into it, but it was like it never even happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was like it never, and then, you know, Ngannou just kept coming. And Ngannou threw about 5 to 6 strikes before he's just like, all right, one of these are going to hit and one of these is going to put you unconscious. That was scary. That was scary, bro. Francis Ngannou is the real deal.
Yeah. Like, you know, it's funny. Like, I'm Russian, so I like Volkov, but I feel bad. I don't want to see Volkov fight Ngannou, because as much as I like him, I think it's going to end very badly.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that, and especially after what Derek Lewis did to did to Volkov. Yo, I'll tell you guys an interesting story, bro. Yo, I'm in Vegas, bro. I'm in Vegas for the Conor McGregor Khabib fight. I didn't enter the arena, bro. I didn't enter the arena. I actually was at a Hooters. A Hooters, it was right outside on the Strip. And the minimum you had to pay, you had to buy a $100 gift card just to enter it, because it was crazy. Everywhere in Vegas, you couldn't get in anywhere to watch the fights. It was a crazy time, bro. It was awesome. They put me at this table with all these crazy people, man. I was telling people, I was giving them bets, bro. You know, usually I charge for my picks. I'm like, bro, lock this up, lock that up, lock this up. I had a big play on Khabib, bro. I should have a picture of my ticket, bro. I had a big play on Khabib. Even though I'm a Conor fan, bro, big play on Khabib. I cashed out, bro. I think it was underdog or pick 'em odds, right around there. And long story short, I had a ticket in my hand. I told these guys too. I'm like, grab Volkov right now, bro. This cop, who was the coolest dude, I keep in touch with him to this day. He works in the Dallas Cowboys stadium, bro. He's a sheriff. He's on the field. He's like, yo, when you come out here, I'm putting you on the field, this and that. I still keep in touch with him. I made him money that night, though, just before I get into this. But I made him money on all my picks. I had about 3 or 4 plays in the night. One of my plays was Alexander Volkov, bro, over Derek Lewis. Can you imagine holding that ticket, all of us holding our ticket? If you guys remember that fight, Alexander Volkov destroyed Derek Lewis. Destroyed Derek Lewis, bro. He like opened up like a statistical record, bro, of strikes in a heavyweight fight. Destroyed him. And then you know what happened when Derek Lewis hit him with one solid punch, bro, at the end of that fight? It changed the whole entire fight. And the point I'm getting at is get locked in there with Francis Ngannou for 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It only takes one shot from Francis Ngannou, and most likely that's going to happen within the first minute of the fight, if not the first 30 seconds of the fight.
Yeah.
So,
and actually, going back to Ngannou's chin, like Stipe hit him with some hard shots too. And Francis also ate him. I feel like he kind of ate him like nothing. I mean, I also think that like people talk about like Francis Ngannou's power, but it's also his chin. Like he has I mean, honestly, like I think he has one of the best chins that I've personally seen as well. You know, obviously Tony Ferguson, it's a little different because different weight classes, different power. The way I understand it is that like, as good as your chin is, once you get to heavyweight, you get way more power than the improvement in your chin. So you know what I mean? So it's basically like, but bottom line is like, I feel like Ngannou just has an insane chin too, to like be eating shots from Stipe, who's really tough, and Rosenstrike, and just eating them like nothing. And man, I don't know, like I like Cormier and Stipe, but I really like both of them. But man, like seeing Ngannou the way he is now, like I would not be surprised if he steamrolls them. Like I understand, like you know what I mean, Stipe. I know you were talking about that before, that like Stipe has his number, that he'd probably like take him down again. But man, I don't know. Just watching Ngannou now, he just looks like a world beater.
Yeah. No, he's constantly evolving.
I think Ngannou should fight Derek Lewis next for a rematch.
Okay.
While he's waiting on Stipe and Cormier, if that ever happens, what's going on with Stipe right now.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, but I think Ngannou should take that Lewis fight back. I think he can finish Lewis this time around, and then go ahead and go for that title fight for the winner of Stipe and Cormier. I think that should be the next move.
I like that mindset. I think I agree with you on that. I think that's a good way to go. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they should give
Ngannou, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry. I was gonna say that I feel like, man, like they should give like Ngannou some kind of interim title. In the meanwhile, I mean, the guy. What is his past? His past fights. He smoked Rosenstrike, smoked Kane, smoked JDS, smoked Curtis Blades. I mean, that's what a nice resume. I mean, that's
4-fight win streak. Here's the thing. I'll tell you what, man. In my opinion, you know why they can't do that right now? And I'll be honest with you. I keep it real with you guys. I don't like that mindset. It's okay. I see what you're saying, but you can't strip Stipe. Well, I'm sorry, you're not stripping him, but you're giving somebody an interim championship. You're kind of putting a little bit of shade on Stipe Miocic. And Stipe Miocic right now, he's fighting on the front lines, bro. This guy is like, he's fighting for our people, bro, for the country, bro. He's really putting in work, man, with this whole COVID type situation. Here's the thing. Let Stipe and Cormier fight, because mark my words, I've been doing the research. That fight's going to happen. It's going to happen, bro. Stipe already said, bro, they're opening the gyms up soon. He's going to get back to training. That fight will happen. Let them fight. And then it's going to be up to Ngannou if he wants to wait, because it's going to be a while. If Ngannou wants to wait for a long time, it's going to be a little bit. He could do that. Or if it's up to him, give him one more fight. Like Michael said, if it's Derek Lewis or whoever, if he wants to stay active. And he's probably going to win anyway, and then he gets the next fight. But if you give Francis that interim championship right now, like if you would have gave it to him this past weekend, I think it throws a little bit of shade on what Stipe is doing for the people, bro. And like I'm a big Stipe fan. He's a firefighter, a first responder, and he's out there risking his life right now, bro. You know what I mean? That's just my take on that.
Not a lot of people like that interim title right now.
It depends. And how long ago did Stipe fight? I mean, was it that long? When did Stipe just finish Cormier? About like a year? What was it? Pull that up.
I think it was in September of last year or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, so it's like, we're it's not. It really hasn't been that long.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I was just thinking in terms of, obviously, in terms of the fighters' benefit, at least if they have like a belt, they'll probably get paid more money or something. I was just
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like that's the reason I like the interim belt is I
August 17th.
I agree with you what you're saying. You know, the whole interim belt throws shade at like the actual champ. Like, I mean, you could kind of you know, even the Gaethje Tony Ferguson throws interim belt throws a little shade on Khabib, but it's like, but at the same time, you know, I feel like they get paid. I think they get paid more if you have the interim belt.
Yeah, for sure. They do.
Anything that like, I mean, I know, like for me, a big thing is I feel like that these guys should be getting paid more. Like that's one of my big thoughts. I mean, I
respect that.
Yeah, like you know, I understand obviously like the UFC needs to make a profit and stuff, but I feel like, man, like these guys are like risking their lives out there, and some of them are getting paid like peanuts. So, you know, obviously it's different when you're like Conor McGregor, when you're Khabib, you know, when you're a big pay-per-view star, it's different. It's like there's like a big gap between, you know, the guys starting out and the guys who like really made it, or the girls really made it. But still, like I'm kind of like big on making sure that guys can, you know, get paid as much as possible, especially, you know, they're willing to risk
Speaking on that, I think that these guys are not going to get any raises right now, considering that we're going through this pandemic and all the money that UFC is spending on to put on these live events. That's
good point, Mike.
Conor McGregor is not coming back right now until things get back to normal, because their majority.
Is that true? I don't know if that's true though. He's talking about coming back. I don't know.
I promise you, he's not coming back until these fans get back into the arenas. You know what I mean? Conor McGregor is box office, and what's the point of having Conor McGregor come back and, you know, no Gates? So, and I just don't think that. Just speaking on, I don't know this guy's name that's on with us. Just speaking on that, I just don't think that these guys
Arseny.
Raises. I salute to these guys for fighting while this is going on, and this is great. You know, because there's no other live sports going on right now. But I don't think that right now, you know, their pay is gonna get, you know, any raise because of this.
I agree with you on that.
UFC
good point, Mike.
Millions and millions of dollars putting these events on.
They're losing a lot of money. Point blank. They're losing a big time money, bro, with these gates, man. You know, the amount of money that they could have brought in for this last event, or the last event. I mean, that's a lot of money that was left on the table, man. Absolutely. I mean, UFC 249 was a stacked card, not the Wednesday card. I mean, there was money to be made there too as well. But the UFC 249 card, that was a stacked card.
I hope that
No, go ahead.
Thanks, man. No, I was going to say that I hope the UFC becomes more popular now with, like, since there's not really a lot of sports that people could be watching. So I hope that it goes in popularity, because I've been saying, man, like, I don't know, this is my favorite sport to watch ever.
Hell yeah.
I think it's, in my opinion, you know, I'm biased. I think it's the greatest sport. I mean, I think about it is that you can have any type of body and be successful. Like, for example, like I'm tall, like there are guys like Zabit like that. You can be short and cocky like Daniel Cormier. You can be like ripped out of your mind like Francis Ngannou. You can have any body.
And there's weight divisions.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not even just that. Like you can have short arms. You can have like Max Holloway has a short reach. He's able to be successful. Obviously, it's better to have a long reach, but you can succeed with it. You know, versus obviously, you know, in basketball, you got to make sure you got to be like, you know, a certain height and have like ridiculously long arms to be successful.
There's certain basketball players that their skill level is ridiculous. Like one that comes to mind, you guys know the professor, you know, Grayson, whatever his name is. That guy, he's so skillful with the ball. The fact at the height level that he's at, that guy could never make it to the NBA, period. Just based off his God-given structure, he ain't ever going to the NBA. Unless you're like Muggsy Buggs, it's such a rarity, but that's an excellent point, Arseny. An excellent point. You know?
And, guys, I was gonna say, how do you feel about Zabit? Like, is he like overhyped? I mean, I thought that like maybe him with really good cardio could potentially be a champion, but again, he needs to really improve that cardio, because that last fight with Calvin Kattar, Calvin was like taking over, and
he lost that third round. That third round. Yeah.
So I mean, it looks like if you bring him to the, you know, round 4, round 5, he could get finished.
And don't forget, man, he actually if I remember correctly, he specifically put a wrench into the fact that 5-round fight didn't happen. I think he refused to do it or whatnot. He's like scared of 5-round fights. Was it with him it might have been with Qatar or the Jeremy Stevens? He refused to make it a 5-round fight. They were a main event. It was either the Stevens fight, I believe, or the Qatar. They were a main event. When's the last time you remember a main event not being a 5-round fight in the last couple of years? And Zabit made that happen. So he knows that he has holes in his cardio. He 100% he has holes in his cardio. Jeremy Stevens and Qatar dominated him, and Qatar for sure dominated him in the 3rd round, and Stevens looked good in the 3rd round as well.
I kind of find that surprising in a way, because I'm like, cardio is something that you could definitely improve on. Like knockout power, I was reading, and just based on experience, like you can get it. Like, let's say, you have this much knockout power. Let's say you can improve it by like 30%, right? And then you like, let's say, I'm like 180 pounds. I'm never going to be able to punch like Ngannou. You know what I mean? Because, it's just obviously born. Some people are just born with.
Well, I would say this, just to correct you a little bit. I disagree so much on what you say. Like, if I'm 100 whatever pounds, it's not so much the weight. Because there's guys like John Lineker, John Lineker, the ex-flyweight UFC fighter. It doesn't matter your weight. You could be a very small guy, but what I relate to what you're saying is that there's certain guys that just have pop in their hands, bro. It doesn't matter your size. It's like you have it or you don't, depending on the weight divisions. You know what I'm saying? There's heavyweight fighters that are 260 pounds that have no pop in their hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Like there's some, don't get me wrong, in the heavyweight division, they tend to carry more power. So if you do get clipped, you're more likely to get knocked out. But in general, it's just, I think it goes over all weight classes. Some guys carry more power. Some guys are born with that pop, bro.
That Kelleher fight.
Yeah.
That Kelleher fight, man.
Oh, Kelleher, man.
I'll tell you that.
Kelleher, he should be on the show next Thursday. Mark my words. Next Thursday, bro, 8 o'clock. Kelleher will be here. He'll smoke it up, but he'll be chilling.
There you go, Fortune.
I've been talking with him. I've been talking with him for some time. So I was chatting it up with him before the fight and everything, man.
And you got that bonus too.
Good for Kelleher, bro. He's a good dude.
He got the fight of the night. He got the fight of the night last night, man.
Did he? No, did he?
Wow.
Did he get the fight of the night?
Fight of the night.
Wow. Yep. Okay.
And I think Teixeira got the bonus, and
yeah, he had to get a bonus, right?
Omar, what was his name?
Omar Morales. That was my play, bro. 4 units, bro. Big money on him, bro. I had big money on him, bro.
That was an awesome fight right there, man.
It was. I disagree, but I think was it a split? I don't think it was no, it wasn't a split. Excuse me, it wasn't a split. It was unanimous. Yeah, it was unanimous. But the fight that was a split was the Ricky Simone fight. I could not stand, bro.
Yeah, that was horrible.
How the hell was that a split, bro? Ricky Simone was dominating that fight, bro.
Man, Ricky Simone, man, he I think he impressed me with that fight with Borg, because a lot of the times I think that, Ricky Simone left himself out there a lot, left his chin up a lot, considering that fight with Faber. But Ricky Simone, man, he showed his wrestling game, and I think he is a primary wrestler, right? Primary grappler.
Ricky, he does. He has a wrestling pedigree for sure. But he's been working his stand-up too. He's a solid fighter.
I feel like
what was Ray Borg all about? I don't know what Ray Borg was all about. But
here's the thing with Ray Borg, bro. He's kind of stuck in the middle, bro. Like he's really a flyweight fighter, bro, but he can't figure out the weight cut situation. And he's missed weight so many times. I don't even think the UFC is going to give him another chance to go down to flyweight. And he's like, you see him, he's a little bit undersized. Did you see the strength difference, bro? Like when Simone got in on him, bro, like Simone was like tossing him, bro.
Slamming the guy.
Bro.
All night. Night.
So I would like to see Borg back at flyweight, bro. Figure out the weight cut and get back to flyweight. The flyweight division is going to be open because Cejudo's retiring anyway. Get back to flyweight, bro. Go try to hold gold. Get disciplined. I know it's tough, though. It's tough to make that weight cut, but go do it.
I got a strong feeling Cejudo might be back, though.
I believe so, too.
That was a
money grab. Yep.
Yep. I think it was all about
that boy
that.
Michael knows his shit.
Get that money right now. You got to wait until things get back to normal, and maybe we'll see what goes from there. But right now, he's not getting no raise. I'll tell you that for sure.
Yeah, you brought up some good points,
Cejudo,
Mike.
I think Cejudo is also box office. You know,
He
considering
is.
all his achievements and you know his personality on the media, you know, I think he'll come back sooner than later.
He's what, 31 years old? 31, I think he is.
Yeah, he's only 31. I mean, retire when you're like 35 or something. Look at
He's
Matt Brown right now. He's about to fight.
yeah.
About to fight right now on Saturday. Shoot.
Yo, let me say this about Henry Cejudo, bro, and I want you guys to take note on this, bro. Not to say you guys don't know this, but think about this real quick, bro. And this is a reason why I do want to get into this in this field in the future, bro. A lot of these guys are amazing fighters, bro, but I hate to say it, bro. A lot of these guys don't know how to market themselves, bro. That's why you see Conor McGregor run through the ranks and he's done all the things that he's done. You know who's a very good guy at marketing himself? Henry Cejudo, bro. Henry Cejudo, this guy, he wants the big name fights, and I think he's 100% using the retirement as a negotiating tool to get that big money fight. He's already said it. He wants more money, and it's as simple as this. Come on, think about this. How simple is this? You retire. What does everybody in this world want? They want something that they can't get. You know what happens as soon as you say you retire? Every single fan in the world's like, damn, I want to see Henry Cejudo lock horns again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never even really sweated Henry Cejudo. Yeah, now I want to see him, bro. I want to see Henry Cejudo fight again. Now I'm like, you know what? I want to see Henry Cejudo fight again. I want to see Henry Cejudo fight Peter Yan. But you know what? I think Henry Cejudo is a very intelligent guy. That was my point, though. Think about this. Cejudo is a very intelligent guy. You see the way he comes out with that corny stuff, bro, kicking the pillow and all that, kicking the snake, whacking it. You know what he did? It was a very simple version of just marketing himself, bro. Triple C, cringe, and all that, bro. He marketed himself. I think you hit it on the head, Mike. I think it's a fake retirement. He's going to come back within the next year or two. He's only 31 years old. And you know what's going to happen? Now that he retired, he's going to be sitting in his house, bro, 31 years old. With his new little girl, whatever, he wants to have a family. He's going to get tired, bro, of that stuff. He's going to want to get back in the octagon. And he has years to do it, bro. And they're going to pay him. So I agree with what you said.
Yeah. And Cejudo, man. Cejudo, yeah, he may be cringy. He's not even all that cringy to me. I mean, once that whole statement started coming out about Cejudo being cringy, it was kind of like, not cringe. I've seen a lot more cringiness.
I agree. Like Colby Covington. Colby Covington is cringy, bro. That guy, he's a fool, man. Bro. I mean, I can't stand him. I liked him at one point in time, bro, but like he fell off the deep end for me, bro. He fell. I don't like him, bro. I want to see him get knocked out.
You don't even know who Colby really is, to be honest.
Yeah, he's a weird dude. He's fake. He's fake.
Yeah.
It's
he's a great fighter.
My buddy who lives in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, he saw Colby buying a Rolex at the jewelry store, and he said hi to him, and he seemed like a nice guy. Like he was just he took a picture with them.
Nah, I bet he is a nice guy. Yeah. That's Fort Lauderdale's right down the street, bro. I grew up right down the street from there too, bro. That's my neck of the woods. It's funny you say that, but yeah, Colby used to live right down the street from me. How about this, bro? I met Colby Covington, bro, back in 2009, 2010, bro. You could pull up where he was in his career. I was at a neighborhood apartment pool, bro. He was with a chick. I was with one of my boys just chilling, like whatever I was doing. I was down from college, and I went to this little neighborhood pool. Colby Covington, bro. I went up to him. Yo, check this out. He had his tattoo on his back, bro. You know the wrestling tattoo? He has the USA Wrestling, the little tattoo. Bro, it's on his back. And this, I used to train, a little bit here and there. And then I started training more after I graduated. I saw his tattoo, and I was like, oh, you wrestle? And he's like, yeah, yeah, what's up, And I bullshitted with him for like a minute or two. But, yo, Colby Covington, bro, he told me, he's like, yeah, I'm training American Top Team. I'm from Oregon or whatever. Dude, back when he first came down here, bro. Crazy stories, bro. Trust me, bro. Down here in South Florida, bro.
I remember you telling me that story in one of your videos.
Bro, real shit. Real shit.
That's fun. Was he paying chicks back then too?
No. That day for sure, bro. He was chilling with the chick, bro, for sure. Good looking girl. He was just chilling at the pool, bro, doing his thing. So I will say that to back him up, bro. Even back then, because he was a nobody back then for sure. He was a nobody, and he had a cute little chick at the pool, bro, just chilling one on one, just chilling at the pool. So I know for sure he pays those girls, but I think he's doing his little thing. You ever see that video of him and Jorge Masvidal? They had a little party at the apartment. Those apartments were right down the street from my house too, bro. I know those apartments. They lived right down the street from my house, bro, like a half mile away. where I don't know if you ever seen on YouTube, they're chilling, bringing these Brazilian girls over, all right by my house, bro.
That's funny.
There's a lot of fine women out there in South Florida. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I want to see that Masvidal Covington fight, man. I would love to see that fight.
I would love to see that fight too, but yeah. I mean, they're in the same weight class and everything. Take that Conor and Masvidal out of the picture for right now, and give us Masvidal versus Colby. I think that's what the UFC should be doing right now. Tyron Woodley, who is he fighting next? I think he's fighting. Oh,
he was
Gilbert
supposed
Burns.
to be. Yeah, he's supposed to be. And that's a dangerous fight, bro. Gilbert's sick, bro.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Tyron Woodley, like, if you really want the title shot, I understand you still want to prove yourself, but you don't really need to prove yourself. You know what I mean? Everybody knows who you are. So I think that Masvidal and Tyron Woodley are like should be on like a competition of whoever fights Colby, because what Tyron Woodley is second right now, or is he first contender?
I'm gonna pull it up right now.
I think Tyron is second. No. Tyron is first, and Colby.
We got
second.
Usman the champion. You got Woodley's the number 1 contender. Colby's number 2. So Woodley's ahead of Colby. Then you got Jorge Masvidal number 3. Then you got Leon Edwards number 4, and then Stephen Thompson number 5.
Why don't they do Woodley versus Usman? Well, they already did that. Shit.
Yeah, he got mopped, bro. He got mopped in that fight. I don't even want to see that fight again, bro. I don't want to see it. I really don't. Did you remember that fight? That fight was bad, bro.
So they should do Masvidal versus Woodley. If you really want to make
that's
sense.
a fight I would like to see. That's definitely a fight I would like to see. Yeah. I would love to see Colby versus Tyrone right now. I would love to see that fight, bro. I think they already have like the beef.
Colby lost to Usman though, so I don't really want to. Okay, yeah, there could be a rematch there, but you got to get Masvidal the shot. I mean, just that bad motherfucker title don't mean shit, honestly. So I think that Masvidal should be fighting the number 1 contender to get that title shot. You know what I mean? I really want to see Masvidal more than anybody in that division get the title.
All right, let me tell you what I've been hearing. So my research over the last week, this is what I've been hearing. So take it with a grain of salt. What I heard was that the negotiations of Masvidal and Usman fell apart. Remember they had a lot of hype behind that. Remember Masvidal and Usman? That was the welterweight title shot.
Yeah,
that fell through. It fell through. They're not signing that. So what I heard was it was on the Joe Rogan Experience. They said from his people that he knows that there's a bigger fight for Masvidal than the Usman fight. So think about that. Well, Conor McGregor, but I don't think that's gonna happen, bro. You know what I think it is? I think it's Colby. I think it's Colby versus Jorge, bro. That's a big fight. They were boys. Why not, bro? They were boys. That's the beef. Bro, that's a good matchup, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I would tune in.
Yeah, you're right about that. But
I mean, but what else could it be? What else could be another big fight? You know what I'm saying? What else?
Big fight is Conor McGregor, because McGregor.
Yeah, but
that money, you know what I mean?
I don't believe it though. I would love to see it. I don't buy it though. Dana White already said multiple times that Masvidal is too big, bro. Right now, mark my words, Conor, he's waiting for a couple fights, bro. It's gonna be like Ferguson, the winner of Gaethje and Khabib. Conor's gonna be waiting for those types of fights, bro. He ain't gonna go up and wait and fight a guy like Masvidal who's dangerous as crap. You know how they are, bro. You know how they are. Conor's smart, bro, and he's undersized. He don't need to be going up to welterweight, bro. Stay at lightweight. He's a featherweight.
I can't wait to see your prediction on Colby and Masvidal, man.
That's gonna be a good one, bro. That's gonna be a good one.
Can't wait to see that, man. I would take Masvidal on that one.
Yeah, I would.
Masvidal loser, man. Masvidal. Who was his last loss? His last loss was what?
Stephen
Thompson.
Yeah.
Stephen Thompson picked him apart. That was a striker, a different type of stylistic matchup. But don't forget, you can go on YouTube right now and you can pull up back when Colby and Masvidal were boys. Bro, like I said, that apartment, I know that apartment. I know the exact, like, the model inside and everything. Bro, they used to spar in the apartment, bro, slamming each other. Yo, Colby used to run him, bro. And at practice, too. You can pull a video of them in the mats. Colby's fucking scooping them up, slamming them down, bro. Like, yo, Masvidal better knock him out, bro.
They trained in the same gym, right?
Oh, they were boys, bro. They were like best friends for a while, bro. They were sleeping in the same place, bro. American Top Team. Yo, check this out. So American Top Team, bro. So just so you guys know this, so American Top Team now it's a major facility, bro. Yo, my house that I grew up in Coral Springs since the 3rd grade, I could walk to the facility, bro. Like I used to ride my bike right there off one of the big roads, 441 State Road 7. They built a major facility. They used to have a little facility off Johnson Road about a half mile away. It was a little facility. I've been in that gym too, bro. When I was a kid, I've been in there. One of my boys used to train there. I got so many stories for you guys, bro. One of my boys used to train there. He was about to street fight this kid, bro. Instead of having a street fight, his fucking dad and the other dude, they're like, yo, everybody go to this gym and they're going to fight with the gloves, bro. We all went to the old American Top Team. My boy fought this other kid, bro. He had all his boys. We were squared up in American Top Team, bro. The old American Top Team, my crew and their crew, bro. And they boxed it out in the ring in the old American Top Team, bro, off Johnson Road and 441. You don't even know. I got the craziest stories, bro. Yo, so that gym is since they closed it down and then they built a major facility, bro, about a half mile down the road. Now American Top Team is big time. You know what I'm saying? Now it's forget it. Bro, if you want to go train there, bro, like the casuals, they charge you $200 a month just to go in there like the regulars. But I forget the point I was making, but I'm just saying like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? This was all right on my block, like right there, bro. Like American Top Team, bro.
Yeah, it's a great storyline, and that's what UFC is all about. UFC is all about the storylines, you know what I mean, and making.
They were training together. That's it. Yeah. But they were boys, bro. That's where they met. That's where they met.
If both guys sign on the dotted line, man, that can happen, you know, later on this year, probably August or July, somewhere around there.
Look, I'll say this much. I think Colby's kind of a crap talker. You know what I mean? He talks a lot of crap. It's hard to believe everything he says because he's kind of fake. But I do say this. I do feel like he's ready to fight. I saw an interview with him, and I kind of saw the way he was going. I think he's itching for a fight, bro. He's coming off a loss. Bro, Colby's –
Did you see that interview that he had with what's his name? Ariel Helwani? I think he wanted
I saw a little bit of
that. Usman. So what do you think
about that? Of course he wants it, but I don't think he's going to get it. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna get that fight right now.
Fight, you know?
It was
a rematch.
I would love to see it, bro. In my opinion, those are the two best fighters, in my opinion, period, in the welterweight division. That fight, bro, whether you like Colby or not, going into that 5th round, bro, it was either a draw, it was either 2-2, or you had Colby winning it. I'll argue that, bro, to the death. Colby was either up 3-1 or it was 2-2, but whoever won that 5th round was going to win that fight. And if you looked at the judges' scorecards, you could look it up. They had Colby winning that fight, bro. 2 of them, I think, had 3-1. One of them had 2-2. And Colby had that fight in the bag.
I think that fight would have gone a distance. I know it went to the 5th round, but
he got finished in the 5th.
Going into the 5th round, I didn't think it was going to go the distance. I thought somebody's going to get knocked the fuck out. Just seeing the whole fight and how these guys are just hitting each other like crazy. And, you know, just...
They refused to grapple, bro.
One another. It was, and there was no grappling. That was
nothing. There was straight striking.
No wrestling, which is what we thought going into the fight. We thought that we were going to see some wrestling from Usman or wrestling from Covington. You know, that's what he's known for. But these guys just thugged it out and just fought an amazing fight. And I think that, you know, Usman, man, coming out on top was just wow, man. It was just a wow moment. You know, I was one of the greatest.
It was crazy. I had money on Colby. I'm not gonna lie. I grabbed Colby at like the odds were off. He was like a plus 170, plus 180. That fight could have gone either way. But he lost in the 5th.
Guys, you know what I find funny? I noticed that like when you got two grapplers, let's say like Colby and Usman or Oleynik and Werdum, a lot of times a lot of the fight plays out on the feet, right? Where grappling kind of negates each other, but the opposite doesn't happen. So let's say you got two strikers. I've never seen a situation where it's two strikers and they end up grappling. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
Yeah, like I just thought about that for a second.
Yeah, no, it's definitely true. You know, if you think about like some of the best striking matchups, they just continue to strike. You're absolutely right on that. You get two amazing grapplers, and a lot of times it ends up being a striking affair for sure. 100%, man.
And also, what do you think about I do agree with you with Colby and Usman. What about Leon Edwards? You think he's was he a dark horse? I mean, is he solid?
Yeah.
He's an excellent fighter. Leon Edwards is right there, man. I'm gonna pull up the rankings right now. I think Leon Edwards, yeah, he's ranked number 4, bro. I think that Leon Edwards is a guy, bro, that he's one of the fighters that gets the least amount of recognition for his skill set more than any other fighter, bro, in the UFC. Straight up. Because he can go out there. Matter of fact, he would have been my pick over Tyron Woodley. I'll tell you guys right now, he would have been my pick over Woodley. So I know not a lot of people are going to agree with me, or not a lot of people are going to like that, because he would have been an underdog.
Who do you think he gets next? Probably Till or something?
I mean, he was supposed to fight Woodley, right? So that fight probably is not going to happen. I mean, who's there for him? I mean, does he match up with Stephen Thompson? Does he match up with the winner of Gilbert Burns versus Woodley? Because he was initially supposed to fight Woodley, right? Now you got Woodley taking on Gilbert Burns, supposedly. I believe that they finally got that contract signed. Maybe he gets the winner of that fight. You know what I'm saying? I think that makes sense. He gets the winner of Gilbert Burns and Woodley.
You know, talking about Till, I mean, what do you think are his chances in general, like, to beat the top guys? Because, I mean, I see, like, Adesanya kind of throwing shade at Till, saying that, oh, you know, he's not good enough to fight, like, Adesanya and stuff. I mean,
because remember now, Till's back. He's up at middleweight now. Remember that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, at middleweight. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you think he has a shot at the belt at 185, or you think he's going to be like number 5 or something?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't ever see Till holding gold in the middleweight division. I don't ever see him holding gold in the welterweight division. I think he's an extremely skilled fighter. I think he has problems with his chin, and I think that he will continuously be knocked out throughout his career. I think there'll be certain fights that he'll avoid being knocked out, and you know he's an excellent striker, and he can make do, and he'll win some decisions. He lost that fight. There's 2 fights that I can pull up right now. I'm telling you guys. Run the tape back on these fights right now. There's 2 fights.
That fight with Calvin Gastelum wasn't all that impressive.
He lost that fight. That's the fight I'm talking. He lost that fight, and he lost to Stephen Thompson and the Calvin Gastelum fight. I beg any of you guys to pull up the tape on that fight and argue me that Darren Till beat Stephen Thompson in that fight that took place in his hometown, you know, across the pond.
I gotta watch that fight. I didn't see.
Bro, he lost. He lost 100. I promise you, he lost that fight. I think I even had a little bit of money on Thompson, and he won. And I hit my bet, and I was like, he lost that fight. I can't believe I just cashed that. And then the other fight, the Kelvin Gastelum, that was recently, a couple months ago. I was like, what? He got dominated. He lost that fight. He lost. The judges gave it to him.
Kelvin Gastelum didn't win that fight.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, because Kelvin hesitated a little bit. I agree with you on that. But I still had Gastelum winning that fight. Yo, you guys, take over the show for 15, 20 seconds. I'll be right back.
No, you know what I was thinking? Like, fighters with like terrible chins, man, they're like in a tough spot. Because, I mean, what are you gonna do if you have a shitty chin? I mean, unless you're like Anderson Silva, you know, and you're just like a Matrix guy. I mean, what are you gonna do if you have a bad chin? You're pretty much screwed your whole career. Like, you know, you might as well like find another career. You know what I'm saying? Like guys with last chin. Like you know, like look at for example. I mean, I don't know if this is recent, but like Overeem's chin, right? Like he was dominating Rosenstrike, and then all it took was just that one shot, and that's it. It's over. So you basically, if you have a bad chin, you have to fight a perfect fight 100% of the time, and then you know, otherwise.
Well, that goes to throw for Rosenstrike too. You know, if I know Ngannou's power is somewhere out of this world, but what if that knockout with Rosenstrike really hurt his career? Like, say Rosenstrike goes against another power hitter. What if Rosenstrike, you know, can't take his hits? So, you know, and he was coming into that fight undefeated, you know, with all this hype behind him. So, yeah, I understand where you're coming from that standpoint. Yeah. You know.
And I feel like the fear, too. Also, just the fear of getting knocked out probably gets to your head, too, especially if you're undefeated. I feel like that might have, like, when we Phil, remember, like, he was coming in, again, you know, I agree about the Stephen Thompson loss, but he was coming in, I think it was undefeated against Woodley, and then all of a sudden he just gets destroyed. And I think that mentally really messes you up. Like, you know, I was talking with a buddy of mine about, like, specifically about boxing. I think it's less the case in MMA, but it does happen in MMA that, like, once a boxer kind of gets knocked out for the first time, a lot of times they're never the same.
Yeah.
That's a good point,
how do
man.
you think? What's his name? How do you think? What's his name that fought Fury? Fuck, can't believe I forgot his name right now.
Wilder.
Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, Wilder. How do you think he's gonna come back into the boxing game? How do you think he's gonna come back?
It depends. You asking me, or you want Arseny to go on that?
I'm asking any of you guys. You know,
Arseny, you want to touch that up, or you want me to get in it?
The hell out.
Because I can go in on that Fury and Wilder. I can go in on both those fights. I got a lot to say about that.
You're the expert, man. Go ahead.
All right, so remember this, man. Before I ever got into MMA, man, my dad was an amateur boxer, man, in New York. My dad used to box with like police officers. And hey, real quick, someone's phone is chirping again. If you can mute it real quick.
Oh, my fault. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. But so my dad was an amateur boxer. So I was a big boxing fan way before I ever got into MMA. And all right, I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. In the first match, Tyson Fury was completely disrespected in that fight. That's my take on it. He dominated. He won almost every single round in that fight, period. He won every single round, bro. I don't care what you have to say. And then he got dropped. He got dropped in that fight, and he got back to his feet, and he survived the fight, and he won that fight. He came back and won the round that he got dropped in. Run the round back that he got dropped in. He came back and started cornering Wilder. So he got disrespected in that fight. And it was a big black eye for boxing because it showed again how corrupt the sport is and the judging system is. So then I had big money on Tyson Fury in that fight too. If you go on my Instagram, you could see in my story I have it saved. You click right on it. You could see before that fight happened, I was at my house. I watched the UFC and then I went off to the bar to watch the boxing match. I think it was the same night. And you could see, I said, what's going to happen in this fight? I said, Tyson Fury is going to dominate this fight. You can pull it on my Instagram. And then he did, bro. Bro, Tyson Fury is such a superior boxer, bro. They try to hype that up. Deontay Wilder, he carries some of the most nasty power in his hands. If he connects, he's putting anybody out. That's the thing. But in boxing, bro, when you get a guy like Tyson Fury that has the head movement that he has, that boxing defense, now it's a wrap. If they run that fight back, mark my words, check the odds on that fight. Tyson Fury is going to be about a -500, -400. Mark my words. Check the line if they do that rematch, which I think
came out there. What
a beast.
I think he came out there heavier, a lot heavier.
Yeah, he did come out heavier. He did. He wanted to go out there to get the knockout because he's a savage.
Yeah, he still looks sharp. He still looks sharp.
Bro, that guy, he's so fluid. When's the last time you seen a guy that's that big move the way he has? And I've been watching him from the beginning, bro. You don't see a lot of guys that are as big as him, bro, move the way he moves, bro. He's a nimble dude, bro. Bro, he's been boxing since he was born. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gypsy boxers, bro. Like over in Ireland, bro, in the UK and stuff. Those guys, they're real fighters, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like on the street as a kid, bro, just boxing, bro, all head movement. You know, as big as that guy is, almost 7 foot, it's all natural, bro. Like, you know how it is in America, bro? We go to the basketball courts, bro. We do little crossovers. We play ball at the courts. That kid, bro, Tyson Fury, he grew up just, you know, throwing hands, bro, head movement. His dad was a boxer, bro. His dad was a real boxer. His uncle, I believe, was a boxer as well. He's a real, you know, dude.
I actually, so I cashed on that Fury fight too, but I actually had a prop bet him winning by finish. It was plus 500. So
That's a hit.
I did like a small amount. So I actually regret not betting more because I remember before that I had, you know, cashed on the UFC fight before that. I actually
You remember the event? You remember?
Yeah, I remember the event. It was actually, you're gonna laugh. I hit a ridiculous, and I usually don't do this, but like DraftKings gave me like a free bet, and I hit a ridiculous like plus 1,000 parlay, and I'll tell you who it was with. It was freaking. Oh shit! Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone real quick. I know for sure it was Zubaira, right? And it was what's his name? The Australian guy who trains for Adesanya, New Zealand guy, Dan Hooker. It was Dan Hooker. I had Zubaira. I'm actually about to pull it up on my DraftKings account right now.
Was it the Hooker Paul Felder fight? No.
Yes, Hooker
Paul.
Oh,
it was. That was my play.
When I was watching mind you, at that point I had like you know, I had hit like 4 or 5 legs out of the parlay, and then it went to split decision, and I'm like, holy shit, I better not get fucked on this last like leg of the parlay, and then ended up hitting. So I had I made a pretty decent amount of money on that parlay, and then I was like, oh man, maybe I should bet on like maybe a decent amount on Fury by knockout, but like I ended up chickening out and just put like a little bit on him by finish. But still like plus 500 was pretty nice to hit on that.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I'm gonna pull up my my third party tracking system, bro, because I want to pull up real quick that card because I definitely 100% I hit the Dan Hooker fight. And I'm telling you, because that was a great night for me, bro. Like, I went over to my local bar. My Duffy's over by me. I went solo, bro. Just drove down the street after killing the UFC, and then I killed that Fury fight. And the plays that I had, I just want to touch upon it real quick because I had 3 plays on the night. Dan Hooker was one of them, and then it was let's see real quick. It's funny to reminisce, you know what I mean? Look back at some of these plays.
Yeah, that Dan Hooker and Paul Felder fight, that was the same night as Wilder and Fury.
So, so if that's the case, was that February 22nd?
That rings a bell. I'm actually still trying to. My DraftKings just froze, so I'm just trying to reload it to find that play. But yeah,
I don't know if that was the same night. Was it?
It was the same night. I remember because because it was like a great night for fighting because the UFC card was early because it was in New Zealand. Remember, because of the New Zealand time difference, that's why we were able to bet on both.
You're right.
Yeah.
February 22nd.
Yeah.
So you know what's funny, man? Now that I look back at this, so I'm looking at my bets. I actually only had 1 play locked in that card, bro. So that entire UFC event, I had 1 play locked in, a 5.5 unit play on Dan Hooker. I got him at minus 146. That was my only play on that card. I remember that I waited all the way to the main event. That was my only action, bro. And then I hit that, and then I carried that over to the Tyson Fury, bro. That's right.
Oh, I do remember. I'm still having trouble loading it, but I do remember the play. The other 2 legs of the parlay were Kai Kara France, and then the other one was the Australian guy who
Australian Wonder Boy.
No, I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was, but he fought this tough Dagestani dude, the flashy guy with the flashy knockouts. You know how a lot of these Dagestanis are wrestlers, but he was kind of like more of a striker. But I had and it was a very cool fight. I actually thought the Dagestani guy won, but I got lucky and the New Zealand guy won. I forgot what the other guy's name was. I think he was also on the Adesanya Hooker team. So those were like the 4 legs of the parlay that I had. So again, it was just since I had like a free bet from DraftKings, I was like, whatever, you know what I mean? Might as well try this parlay out, and ended up hitting. And like I usually don't even do parlays. Like if I do parlays, usually it's like 2 or something. Not like
I got the card pulled up right now. So let's see, who were you talking about? So you said it was a Dagestani guy. I got the card right here.
Yeah, it was. I bet on the New Zealand guy against the Dagestani guy. So
was it Brad Riddle? Oh,
yes,
Brad Riddle against Magomed Mustafayev. That was a fire fight.
Brad Riddle.
Yo, it's funny you bring that up, bro. Brad Riddle is a guy that I was contemplating bringing on the show, man. I've been talking to him a little bit on Instagram. He's very accessible. He's hopping all over shows. I'm thinking about bringing him on the show. And that guy is a true fighter, bro. Trust me, that guy's a real deal. You're going to see him go out and dominate a lot of guys, bro. Nasty striker. Like you said, trains with guys like Dan Hooker, Israel Adesanya. You know what I'm saying? A real fight camp, bro. That guy's a beast, bro.
Yeah,
beast.
Actually, I found the bet. My mistakes. I had just bet money line. I had bet money line Brad Riddle, but my parlay was actually Jim Crute. It was Jim Crute, Kai Kara France, Zubaira, and Dan Hooker. So,
I was on Crute that night too, man. I've been on Crute Crute has been coming through. I'll be honest, man. Crute's made me a lot of money. The only time that he really bit me was that Misha Cirkunov fight. He got me pretty bad there. I had to play on him, and
I was so happy that he. I remember that he fought that fight super smart. Like he didn't try to strike with Misha Oleynik. Like he didn't try to strike.
Oh yeah, he learned. The
wrestler. I'm so happy he did that because I feel like sometimes, like even with like Ricky Simone, I was a little worried about him because the guy. I felt like I felt like Ricky Simone was risking it a little too much when striking with what's his name? The guy he just
Ray Borg?
Yeah, with Ray Borg.
Yeah.
I felt like
At times.
I felt like why not just go the path of least resistance? Clearly, you're dominating on the wrestling. Just keep wrestling. You know. I felt like Ray Borg was a little quicker than him, and the fact that he just got knocked out by Ricky Simone by Uriah Faber, I was like, man, like, what's the point of risking striking? You know, and Ray Borg, I felt like hit him with a few hard shots. Why not just wrestle?
I know. And the third round specifically.
Borg, I don't think Ray Borg is known for his power.
But you know what, man? Ray Borg's hands looked nasty in that fight, bro. He was throwing some combinations that, listen, if Uriah Faber can put Simone out, Borg can put him out too, man. But here's the thing: when you got a couple like almost $1,000, bro, like I had a big play on Ricky Simone. I mean, not 1,000, but like we're talking like $600-700. When you got that money locked in, bro, and you know everybody I gave the play to, 3-unit play on Ricky Simone, and he's already clean. He already won the fight, and that third round comes around, and then if you're watching that fight and Ricky's talking crap, bro, like come on, you know what I'm saying? When you're watching that, bro, you know what I'm saying? I was flipping out. I'm like, nah. I'm like, F that, bro. Like, go and get the takedown. All he had to do was just clinch up, and he won the fight. But then again, the judges actually gave him that fight. It was a split decision. And it just shows you again that these judges are so untrustworthy, bro. How do you give Ray Borg any of those rounds, bro? To me, at least, that's my opinion on that, bro.
I think Ray Borg isn't known for his power, so I wasn't really worried about Ricky Simone getting knocked out.
But is Uriah Faber known for his power? What about Faber?
Not so much.
And he finished him, bro.
For, what, a 40-year-old, you know what I mean? But
yeah, and he never finished anybody really in his career. Faber never finished people, and he came back off that long layoff.
Has Ray Borg got any knockout wins? I'm not sure.
I'm gonna pull that up right now. And not really though, but his boxing looks fast, bro.
Yeah, he's very explosive. Yes.
Let's see, Ray Borg. So as far as knockout victories, bro, he hasn't had a knockout victory since his third professional fight, bro. He's 13-5. We're talking about 3-0. He hasn't had a knockout since Lee Lindo in
so you know he's
back in 2013.
Power at all, you know.
Yeah,
I think
I agree, but
a volume fighter.
But the game evolves, bro, and his striking was looking nasty. But no, I hear you. Though.
Actually,
yeah,
no.
I think Borg got a 30-27, did he? Or was that a different fight? I think he got a 30-27.
Did he? I forget.
Split decision.
I know it was a split. Did one of them give him a 30-27? That's crazy if that was.
I must be thinking about a different fight.
No, it's possible. It really is possible. I'm gonna pull that up now because now I really want to know. Because one of the judge, no, I think the judge gave it to him 29-28.
Okay.
Let me see though.
I'm looking forward to these fights coming up Saturday, man. This Song Yadong, man, I think he's gonna be champion pretty soon, man.
He's only 22 years old, bro. That guy is nasty, bro. His striking is nasty.
Exactly. I got him winning against Marlon Vera.
Chito Vera. Chito Vera is a beast. Real quick, just to touch upon that scorecard because I just pulled it up. One of the judges did give it to Borg 29-28. So it was 29-28, 29-28 for Simone, and one judge gave it 29-28 for Borg. But yeah, back to that Young Sedong fight, bro. That guy is his striking is nasty, bro.
Oh yeah, man. I liked his last fight that he fought. I forgot who he fought. He just looked superior. He looked like a legit fighter, man. Legit Chinese fighter. You know, I can't wait to see that fight, man. I was waiting to see him fight. You know, it's been a while now.
Alejandro Perez. No, his last fight was Cody Stamann, I believe. He had the draw. Wait, was that? Hold on. Yeah. Last fight was a draw against Cody Stamann. But before that, he had that nasty knockout against Alejandro Perez. And a couple of fights before that, Felipe Herrantas, he finished. Barat Keandre, he finished. He's been finishing fights for a while, man. Bro, check this out. He's only 22 years old. As he's been a professional, bro, since 2013. So that's 7 years ago. 7 minus 22. We're talking about this guy's been a professional since he's 15 years old. Let that dwell in for a second, bro. 15 years old, this guy was a professional, bro. How crazy is that?
You know, I think of when you say that, I remember like watching like on YouTube, you know, the I think it was like Nick and Nate Diaz, like first fights on YouTube. Like they like, fought some like rando guy, and like it's funny to see them at like 16 years old.
Oh yeah, fighting in the dojo, back in the gyms and stuff.
Yeah. Like I remember, I think Nick Diaz's like first fight was like against an older guy. I don't know if it was just like a. I remember just finding it on YouTube, like stumbling upon it on YouTube, and it was just funny. I think he had like the dyed blonde hair.
Yeah.
It was just
yo, if you look at my Instagram, I made a cool little picture. I photoshopped it. I took a picture of Jorge Masvidal back when he used to street fight, bro. Miami, south of me. Bro, I used to watch his street fights, bro, when I was a kid, bro. Like, I'm talking about when I was in high school, bro, 2007. And me and my brother used to watch all those street fights, bro, the Kimbo street fights. And Jorge Masvidal used to be throwing down in those fights. I took a picture of Jorge Masvidal, like, scrapping in the backyard. And I took a picture of Nate Diaz back in that same video you're talking about with the bleach blonde hair. I took that picture, I photoshopped it from the dojo, and I had them squaring up in the backyard before their fight that they just had, you know, the big fight. Because I felt like it was cool, bro. I'm like, both these guys been throwing down since they were kids,
to those
bro.
Kimbo fights?
No, I never was there personally, but I used to watch them on YouTube, bro. Like, I used to watch those fights on YouTube, bro, like in 2006, 2007, like when they were first coming out, bro. Like, my brother used to watch that stuff, you know? Right, he would be like, yo, check these fights out. And I used to watch them, like, I'm talking about way before they went viral, bro. I'm talking about, like, when they first were just being put out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to watch all that stuff. It's a crazy fight. I don't know if you guys ever seen Kimbo. He fought this cop. I don't know if you ever seen Kimbo fight this cop. That was down here, bro, in South Florida, too.
That was the fight he lost, right? That was the one fight he lost, right?
Yeah, he lost that fight. And they tried to pull, like, a shiesty move, too, bro. Like, he was starting to whoop Kimbo, and they tried to make it stand it up. They're like, no standing up, bro. He's about to get whooped. But that was a fight, bro, that just, like, showed the sheer will of Kimbo. He never quit. Yo, quick story on Kimbo, too. Check this out. So remember I told you about American Top Team moving from the small gym down the street to the big gym. When they opened up the big American Top Team a couple of years ago, 1.5 years, 2 years, whatever it was, I was cruising down the street, just, you know, driving around the neighborhood and stuff. And I'm like, I want to see what's up with the new American Top Team. I kid you not. The first time I cut through American Top Team, I'm like looking through the window. I was like, oh, man, they made this nice. Hit my U-turn in the parking lot. I swear to you, bro. Come back right towards the front. Guess who's crossing the street coming out the gym with his bag on his shoulder, literally in front of my car, and I'm like this out the window. And I got my music going, you know what I'm saying? I got my windows down. And I'm like, go ahead. And he's like, no, go. I'm like, nah, go ahead. And I already recognized right away. I'm like, yo, fucking Kimbo, bro. Kimbo Slice had his bag on his shoulder. You know what fight he was training for, bro? The Day 5000 fight. Remember that Day 5000 fight?
Yeah.
he was training for that fight, bro. That's right. You know, a couple weeks before that fight, bro. And he's out there leaving the gym, bro. Bag on his shoulder, bro. I should have hopped out. I should have said what's up to him. But I didn't want to make, you know what I'm saying? Back then it was different, you know? Like, I didn't have the platform I had, and I was just like, you know, doing my little thing. I should have said what's up to him. I should have got a picture.
Rest in peace, Kimbo, man.
Rest in peace, Kimbo, bro.
He was a legend, man.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
yeah, man.
I love Kimbo, but I feel like, you remember when he got beaten by Seth Petrozelli? I remember watching that fight, and it was like before I ever like sports bet, but I was like thinking, man, I think Seth Petrozelli might win this, because I felt like
the silverback.
Yeah. I remember that, and I remember Seth Petrozelli. Everyone was so surprised. I remember they showed Hulk Hogan in the audience and stuff, and he's like shocked out of his mind because Seth Petrozelli beats him in like 20 seconds. Or something. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, bro. That was all BS because the fact that they try to actually say that was an upset. They're like one of the biggest. Remember the commentator right away? He's like, and one of the biggest upsets of all time at MMA. That was all BS, bro. Because realistically, bro, that fight was like it could have went either way, bro. Seth Petrozelli was an ex-Ultimate Fighter, UFC fighter. He was a very skilled fighter, bro. He had a long background in the martial arts, bro. He was a very skilled striker. Kimbo Slice, you know, an extreme, very skilled, you know, boxer and whatnot. But Seth Petrozelli could have won that fight just as easily as Kimbo could have won that fight. So to sit there and scream, you know what it was? Who's that guy, man? They used to do the Strike Force bouts. You know what I'm talking about, man. That's who was screaming, the biggest upset in mixed martial arts ever. It was like, that was bullshit, bro. That wasn't no upset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a good fight, bro. It was a fight, you know? Somebody got knocked out.
Yeah, it's like the power. It's like the power of hype. Like I kind of felt like that was on display when Conor boxed Mayweather. I felt like the line was obviously Mayweather was a big favorite, but he probably should have been a bigger favorite than that in boxing.
He should have. And I capitalized on that, bro. Hundreds on that fight, bro. Hundreds. Yo, look behind me, bro. Diehard Conor McGregor fan. Hundreds of dollars on the Khabib fight. Hundreds of dollars on the Floyd Mayweather fight. Creeping up really almost $1,000 in each of those fights, bro. Like straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and those lines are both close.
You bet on McGregor?
No. Bet on Floyd and Khabib, bro. Both those fights.
Oh.
Both of those fights. Almost 1,000 on each of those fights, bro. And that line was almost a pick 'em on both those fights. How crazy is this? If you guys remember, the Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor fight, by the time that fight closed, or right about an hour or two before it, you could have got Floyd Mayweather at like -140 or whatever. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. Floyd Mayweather is probably like top 2, top 3 best boxer of all time. Conor McGregor's, it's his first professional fight. Are you kidding me? But that was the hype that Conor had because he was going out there just doing crazy things every time he stepped inside the octagon, knocking dudes out.
-140, that's fucking ridiculous. Like that was before, like sports betting, but like -1. I think honestly, like I kid you not, I would put like all my like take all of my money from my bank account and put it on Floyd Mayweather if I could get that line.
Bro, I hit it. I hit that line, bro. 8,900. Had just about a G. Had about a G on that fight. And you know why?
-140 going into the 9th round, because you know everybody was kind of you know out of their seats when in the first like 5 rounds. You didn't know if Conor McGregor had that much power to take out Mayweather, and he was fighting a good fight. He
caught him with that uppercut, bro. There ain't a lot of people that caught Floyd with an uppercut that I've ever seen,
but,
bro.
You know that 12 round, McGregor wasn't ready for that.
No, not at all. And Conor didn't have the boxing cardio, bro. It's a different sport, bro. It's a whole different type of cardio. And he wasn't going to beat Floyd in that fight. The only way he was going to beat Floyd in that fight is if he really got him emotional and he was able to get some exchanges in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd round, and he was able to knock that equilibrium off and knock him out. And Floyd, you ain't getting that off on Floyd. His defense is too good. You ain't going to get that.
Yeah,
that was the best build-up, though. That was the best build-up, man.
Yeah, it was, man. It was. It was a lot of fun.
If Floyd was, you said -140. Then what? Conor was only like +110, right? +110, +120.
I'm gonna pull it up now. Let's see if my memory suits me right.
Because I thought it was like minus 400 or -200.
No, that initially.
Okay, but that's insane. I mean, I don't know who would like put money on Conor McGregor. Like I thought, like I understand.
You might be right. Hold on, you might be right. Then hold on. Let me see something.
Yeah,
we're talking about Vegas odds, right? We're talking about Vegas odds.
Yeah. Hold on, let me pull the odds up because I'm trying to remember because that was a wild night for me. I just remember like throwing a lot of money on Mayweather right before the fight started. I thought it was -140, but it might have been 400. That you're right. Let me see.
Yeah, because I'm like -140. I think I would. You know, I would put all the money in my bank account on Mayweather.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I confused. I believe I am wrong on that because I think I confused it with the 4. I think it was a -400, which was still ridiculous. But you know what it was? I threw a G on Mayweather at -400, which you know I had a lot of money out there, but and it didn't bring that much money back in. But I still, you know what I'm saying? I threw a G on him. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of money risked. You're right though. It didn't really pay as nice as I thought. It was like 250.
I feel like in general, like it's very rare that you get decent boxing odds because a lot of times you just have like a heavy favorite and a heavy underdog. Because it's also, I think, because boxing is one-dimensional. You know, like I remember what Mike Tyson said about it, that it's like, oh, you know, if someone has like faster hands than you or harder hands than you, there's nothing you can really do. And in MMA, you know, you could take them down, you can kick them in the legs. There's
very true.
Different things you could do. But in boxing, pretty much, there's nothing you could do.
Very true. And think about this, though, too. So that Mayweather-McGregor fight, it opened up. That's what I meant by that, though. That was so crazy. It opened up as a -2,500 for Mayweather. That's like what the odds were. To see that type of – that's what I remember. It was so substantial. It was crazy, but I kind of exaggerated it, I guess. So it went from minus 2,500 all the way to minus 400, not minus 140. But do you know how crazy that is to go from minus 2,500 to minus 400? And even to get minus 400 on Mayweather against Conor McGregor making his debut, those odds were crazy, bro.
Yeah.
They were crazy. You know what I was thinking of, bro? I'm sorry. The Khabib fight. Now that's what I'm thinking of. I grabbed Khabib, I want to say minus 140. That's probably what I'm thinking of. It was right around almost actually, yeah, minus 140 or almost a pick 'em. It was something like that in Vegas. I threw a lot of money on Khabib, bro.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember I remember Khabib being minus 140 for sure. It was funny. I remember like for the build up to the fight, I remember I was like watching like FX and they had like P. Diddy on and Mark Wahlberg, and like P. Diddy was like back in Mayweather and like Mark Wahlberg was like back in Conor McGregor, and I'm like, oh man, like I don't know, does Mark Wahlberg really think that Conor's gonna win this? I mean, I don't know. I remember, or it was just a show.
Yeah, it was all a show, bro. I mean, look, Conor McGregor is a stud athlete, bro. He's a guy that can pull off all types of miracles. He's a crazy fighter. I mean, you see what he did to Aldo, Eddie Alvarez. He's done some crazy things inside of any type of combat sports, but he's not going to take out Mayweather, bro. That's not going to happen.
Fortune, I'm gonna head out. Fortune, hey man.
Yeah, man, you guys go ahead. I'm going to close the show down. Mike, I appreciate you coming on. I'm going to close out with Arseny. I'll see what Arseny will chat for a second more, and we'll probably close down. But Mike, thank you for coming on, man. Yo, I hope to see you here next Thursday, bro.
I'm going back next Thursday. I think
all right, I'll see you next Thursday, bro. I'll have Brian Kelleher on the show most likely.
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. Keep
my
up
brother,
the good work,
man.
Be safe.
DM me on Instagram too, bro. All right, Arseny.
What's going on, man?
What up, man? Yeah, man. We're creeping up on 2 hours and 30 minutes. So we've been rolling, bro. I really appreciate you coming on the show too, man. I hope to see you back on here, man, next Thursday. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, this show is gonna pick up, bro. Mark my words, bro. Week to week, we're gonna have big fighters come on, and the show's gonna get crazy, bro. We're gonna start to have a lot of people here. So
yeah,
mark my words on that.
Yo, I was just gonna say that actually. Just one last thing is since I didn't have Instagram, I actually asked my girlfriend to reach out. So she's Rachel Gutierrez. So since I didn't have Instagram, I didn't know how to reach you. So basically, I just used her Insta. I asked her to reach out to you. So I'm actually
okay.
I'm one of your clients. Just wanted to let you.
Oh, perfect, bro. Okay, nice.
Because I saw
Rachel.
Videos, I saw in your later videos that you're accessible by email, but I didn't know that at the time. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't have Instagram, but I love this guy. So I told my girlfriend, because I live with her, I'm like, yo, hit up this guy, ask him, send him the Venmo, and then we'll get the pics. So really,
without saying her whole Instagram, because I don't want to put out there for other people. What's like the first 2-3 letters of the Instagram?
Yeah, it's like
I got you. I heard it. I heard it in the background.
You heard it, right? Yeah.
Okay, yes. All right, awesome,
yeah.
Bro. Awesome, bro. Good stuff, bro. Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that you're on board, huh?
Yeah, of course,
man. I'm betting through, bro. I'm not all talk, bro. Trust me, I'm about my business.
No, because listen, I did a lot of research on this because I was following other channels, and I also did some compared, and I like the way that there's a couple fights that for example, Blachowicz versus Corey Anderson. A lot of people were on Corey Anderson, and then you had Jan Blachowicz. I ended up passing on Jan Blachowicz, and then I remember there's a couple other plays where no one else talked, no one else called it but you, and I was like, man.
Like this past weekend, the Brian Kelleher, Andrei Arlovsky. Come on, bro. Trust me, I never pay attention to the odds, bro. It's not about where the odds are. You need to analyze the fight tape and analyze the fighters, and then you set your own line of where it is, and then you analyze what you're attacking, bro. You can't. So all these guys, bro, on here, a lot of them, they look at the line and they go in off that, bro. You can't do that. You cannot do that. If you're not really a fight fan, bro, if you're not obsessed with watching the fights, if you're not putting the time in where you have free time to sit down and watch the fights, you're not going to really be able to get a good idea, man, of where these lines should be, bro. They're going to be like sheep. A lot of these guys on YouTube are sheep, bro, and they just repeat what they hear from other people, bro, and that's not what I'm about.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that because I spent a good month or maybe 2 months of just comparing what you would say versus what other people would say. And obviously, it's nice that in the beginning of the show you show your picks from the previous week, and I'm like, yo, this guy's the real deal versus everyone else. I'm looking at them, and some of their ideas were good in theory on paper, but then in actuality they were way off. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, man. That's the fight game. You got to put that research in, man. You got to really see what see and understand what you're talking about, man. And there's so many different disciplines and different types of fighters out there, man. And you got to, it's a big puzzle. It's a big puzzle, man. And you got to try to do your best to put it together. And you got to be ahead of the game if you want to win long term. And that's something that I've done year to year to year. Fortunately enough for me, bro, I've made a lot of money off betting just for myself. Forget about like packages, and I have a lot of people that I work with, bro. I got like 25 people I'm working with right now, on a daily basis, give or take 25 people that I've been working with for years, as of recently. But I make a lot of money just, following my little, thing that I do, man, just betting on these fights. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys rolling with me, man.
Yeah, no, and I like that. And I like what you said about that, because I feel like there's also people in other sports who just make money off of selling their picks rather than putting it on themselves. Because I've read also like horror stories, like from, let's say, random random popular websites where someone's like, oh yeah, I paid for this package and they were like wrong, and I lost like thousands of dollars. And I'm like, I would. That's why, for example, I did a lot of research before going with you, because
you're smart.
Yeah, because I mean, if I'm never just gonna throw my money out there. You know what I mean? My hard-earned money without going with the right guy.
Definitely, bro. It's funny you say that. So like, just to entertain myself, man, I kid you not. Like, I look on OfferUp, right? I've been looking to buy some weights, like dumbbells and stuff like that. With the whole pandemic, I can't go to the gym, and somehow I typed in UFC on OfferUp. And I came across these people that are promoting betting, MMA, or I don't even know if it was MMA betting. It might have been sports betting, but it was under that. Somehow I found them. I think it might have actually been sports betting. I might have looked in like the Miami Dolphins or whatever it was for football. And I was like, these guys are actually selling picks. You know what I mean? I'm like, let me send them a message and pick their brain. And I start sending this guy a message, bro. I start like talking back and forth with him. And I was like disgusted. I really was disgusted about the amount of knowledge that he had about what he was trying to tell me, because little did he know I'm an expert at like sports betting and what I do specifically. But to hear this guy talk about what he was talking about, bro, not that I didn't already know that, bro, because there's competitors that I have out here, bro. There's some guys that are legit. There are some other guys that actually put in the work like I put in. And then there's a handful of guys, if not more, that just literally it's a business. They're just trying to make money. They're just trying to like take your money, and they just take their finger and they point at a fight. You know what I mean? And the difference of me is, as I hope you guys can see, is that this is my passion. You know what I mean? Like MMA and the UFC specifically, it's my passion. I put all my time into studying fights. I've seen pretty much any fight that you ever name. I used to train MMA for over 5-6 years. I know people that are professional fighters, bro. I know the game. I know the ins and outs. I know what to look for. It's a big like pot of soup, bro, that you just stir up. It's a lot of X factors, man. It's a big puzzle. And luckily for me, bro, I think I'm one of the few that actually profit long-term, because I haven't really met that many other guys that profit long-term. I've met a few guys that profit long-term on football, baseball, basketball. I've met a few guys throughout my day, but very, very few and far between, bro. Very few.
It's only statistically, I think only 1% of people profit on sports betting. I think I saw that, or like 1% of people on DraftKings or FanDuel profit. And
well, especially DraftKings, bro. Don't do DraftKings, bro.
No?
Nah, bro.
Okay, because I only started doing it because my buddy referred me to it, so I got some like free money on it, and I kind of built up from there. So I never really risked my own money. I just kind of
bro. I would not mess with DraftKings whatsoever, bro. Like so let me ask you, when you're playing DraftKings, are you doing head to head, or are you just going in tournaments and stuff?
No. So I only use DraftKings for the sports book. So I don't do like
that's right. Because excuse me. So where are you based from? Because
I'm in New Jersey.
That's different. Okay. So the reason why I said that though, because DraftKings and like the 40 other 7 states, you can't bet straight like that. The only way you could bet DraftKings is you have to do like the tournaments, like a 6-card play. So you're lucky if you're in Jersey or like certain states, you're able to do DraftKings where you can do a straight up bet. That's very rare. Bro.
Yeah, because I emailed them and I was like, "Oh, what other states are you available in?" Because I was going to refer some of my friends, because you get free money if you're like free bets if you refer people. And but it's like, for example, a lot of my buddies are in New York and they don't have that available. It's like these random states. You got like New Jersey.
New York is very strict. You can't even bet on Bovada. You can't even go like online sports betting in New York.
actually my coworker, what he does, you're gonna laugh. So he has a lot of buddies who put a lot of like stupid bets on, and a lot of times he'll take their money as the house, and he'll sometimes bet against them. You get what I'm saying? So like,
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like his buddies will give him
He's
like
a bookie.
yeah, he's kind of like a bookie within a bookie. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
can make money doing that, bro.
Yeah, exactly. It's not exactly legal,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean? Like, who's gonna whatever? But
bro, my grandpa, bro, was a barber in New York, bro. My family, they're from Queens, Astoria. My grandpa was in World War II. He was a barber. My grandpa was a bookie in Queens, bro, for years. My grandpa used to walk around with his revolver on his hip, bro. He had his book in his other hand, bro. My Greek grandpa, he was a bookie, bro. He used to take bets in Queens. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's the lineage I'm from, bro.
I grew up in Astoria. I used to go to that Russian Orthodox church right next to the Greek Orthodox church.
What church? What church?
Oh my God! I gotta Google it. The one in Astoria, man.
There's a couple. There's
when I was in third grade. But
I was baptized at one of those churches, bro. There's two big churches.
On January 7th, you always hear the fireworks from the Greek Orthodox Church. Or is it January 7th or Easter? You know how the Russian Orthodox, Greek Orthodox, Easter, and Christmas is
different? Yeah, of course.
4 days apart. So I remember I would go and I would always hear the fireworks from the Greek Orthodox Church.
Yeah.
That was like,
what's your background?
I'm Russian.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was born in Latvia, but I'm originally Russian.
Nice.
But
are you Orthodox too?
No, well, you know what? I'm kind of like atheist now, but I was raised Orthodox. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But yeah, like my family's like Orthodox and stuff, and
I'm not super religious either.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of the Russians, and that we share a similar religion. You know, with the saints and all that, Orthodox.
Yeah, my family gives me shit for not being religious, but hey, it is what it is, right?
No, I hear you, bro. Trust me, I'm not. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to keep you too long.
Was it Saint Demetrius at all? Do you remember?
I'm D's right now, a Russian Orthodox Church, a story.
I know Saint Demetrius. A lot of my cousins. I think that might have been where I was baptized too. But Saint Demetrius, a lot of my cousins used to go to that church. I don't know.
The Russian Orthodox Church was Holy Trinity Russian Orthodox Church on 25, 36, 37th Street, Astoria. And I remember the Greek Orthodox Church is like a couple blocks away, or maybe it felt like it was a couple blocks away. I remember like when I took my grandma there a couple years ago for some big holiday, it was impossible to get parking because the Greek Orthodox churches are nearby also. So everybody was yeah. But
good stuff, bro. I missed it. I mean, listen, I grew up, bro. Like my mom was a flight attendant. I grew up all the way up until I was the age of 22. As long as I was in school, when I was in college, I had free airplane tickets. So I mean, I've been to New York, like literally, I couldn't even tell you, man, 100 times. I used to go up on weekends, visit. My family was all from New York, and Astoria was like my second home, So I had a lot of good times in Astoria, in Queens over there, man, growing up as a kid. So and I would love to say I would love to go back soon, but I don't know when's the next time I'm going to be over there, man, with this whole situation. So hopefully when this all cleans up, clears up, I'll be back there sometime.
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah.
Yo, sorry for taking up too much of your time, man.
No, bro, not at all. It's the complete opposite, man. Thank you for coming on and speaking with me. And I hope that you come on next Thursday, bro. And like I said, man, mark my words, bro. This is going to pick up, man. We're going to get the show really going. It's going to be exciting. And, stay tuned with the picks. You already know, man, what's up. There's going to be a lot of profitable picks coming in. You guys already saw 3 for 3 on the card last night. And you guys obviously already got my one play I sent over to you guys for Saturday. And I already have another play I'll be sending over to you guys very shortly. And I'm looking into another play. I just got to finalize the amount of units, and I got to see that one. But I have another play I'm going to send over to you guys very shortly.
Awesome. Yo, you're the
man.
man.
Thank you guys, man. All right, Arseny. I appreciate you, brother. All right, man. So, man, we're almost creeping up on 3 hours. I was not expecting that in the least bit. But nevertheless, it was an excellent show, man. We had Alexey Oleynik come on the show. That was awesome. A legend. And a bunch of awesome people, man. A bunch of great MMA fans that came on here and kicked it. And this is what this show is about, man. MMA live discussion. This is going to be the biggest MMA show on YouTube and on any platform. We're going to take over the game, and I feel very confident about that. So you guys stay tuned and keep tuning in every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We should have Brian Kelleher tuning in next weekend. We'll see about that. There's a couple other guys I've been talking to. I don't want to throw too many names out here. There's been a lot of fighters and MMA personalities that I've been talking to that are all ready to come on. So what I'll probably end up doing is we'll start, now that I see how long the show is running, I'll probably try to get the show with two guests per show. So maybe we'll have Brian Kelleher and another person come on next Thursday. That's probably what we'll do. And appreciate all you guys for tuning in. I still see we have 11 people watching right now live as we speak. And I would love to say, you know, one of you guys come in now, let's talk some more, but we're creeping up on 3 hours. I don't want to make the show too long. Creeping up on 11 o'clock over here, Eastern time. And I think it's about that time to wrap it up. Thursday night, we got some fights taking place this Saturday. It'll be another profitable night. If you guys haven't already, DM me on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, shoot me an email, MMAfortuneteller@gmail.com, and get on the team, man. It really is, you know, authentically, it really is a solid investment. The amount of money that you would pay for my picks, it's you know, a lot of people have been telling me I should up my price. My clients are telling me I should up my price because what I'm charging, it's nothing for what I'm delivering. You know, my people are sending me, you know, they're betting stubs, they're winning thousands of dollars, you know, cleaning the entire night, man. 3 for 3 in the night, just cashing in. And that's what the teller's about over here. So on that note, I don't want to keep preaching to you guys. I'm going to chew your guys' ears off. I think there's only one thing that we could do at a time like this. We're going to sign out. Signing out, the teller.